now. I mean, which means it was popular on TikTok like a month ago.
Yeah, exactly. We're far from the times here. I'm not a big TikToker. I have
No.
been getting into the reels though lately.
Oh, that's my Dan. You know from my late night messages.
Yeah, I wake
down,
up to 4 unread Tom reels.
Yeah, mostly 9/11 memes. It's
it's been a ton of 9/11 memes. I feel so
bad,
but I'm like,
algorithm
goddamn.
now. The one I sent today was really good.
That was a good one. That was
yeah. It's the unexpected stuff.
That one broke me, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. I go down a rabbit hole at night, like I'm just sitting there, just doing I got to get out of the habit. But
your 9/11 reel you sent me made me contemplate if I should ever send you another one again. It broke me. I was like, this is horrible.
It was a good one. I'll bring it up so Greg has a base to go off of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pete Rose died.
Yeah, R.I.P. Pete Rose.
Pete Rose and Dikembe Mutombo.
What a sad day in Philadelphia.
Rough day for sports.
Rough day if you love late in their career Philadelphia athletes. Where is it?
I didn't realize how late in the career Mutombo was.
Yeah,
like he was old, man.
Yeah, he was up there.
I was doing the math today.
All right, here you go, Greg.
This is the worst. I need you right now. This broke me, man. Dude.
Nice.
It's so dumb.
It was so dumb. We don't have to see it again.
And you're just like, it's the element of surprise, which is perfect.
No.
It would have been better if you weren't like, if you didn't mention it was a 9/11 meme. But yeah, all right.
Andy,
David Montgomery, Dan, you're good.
Yeah. Ask Andy what place he ended up in. What place did you end up in, Andy? Did Montgomery score a touchdown?
Yep.
Little Tutty. Hey, Tommy Parlays in I was gonna throw it in the chat. I put one together. Dave Montgomery, anytime Tud.
You know what?
I didn't.
I just need Tyreek. I just need Tyreek Hill to get like one touchdown. Just one touchdown.
I had Jahmyr Gibbs Tutty.
But see, if Tyreek Hill gets a touchdown, that means I will lose the podcast league, but I will win against Greg in our other league. So real Sophie's choice there.
Andy, man, 6th place, not dead last. So embarrassing. Andy, I think, was in 2nd or 3rd place in the league at one point, and then just absolutely crumbled. It was the 3rd loss to me, Dan. I think that's what was really demoralized his team.
Andy man, just
on Father's Day when I became his unofficial father. What's up, Dylan?
Update his Wikipedia profile.
Yeah.
Listed under family members on Facebook, it's gonna have Thomas K, dad.
All right. Yeah, it absolutely fell apart. All right. Father Tom. All right. I don't know. Have you guys seen this guy?
I have not.
You haven't seen him?
No.
Oh,
nope. I don't know.
Gosh. It's my favorite guy right now.
Your algorithm is nuts.
Yeah, it's wild. Pretty bonkers.
Yo. Yeah. I ask you one thing. Do you remember me? I miss you. Yeah.
These are the things that are in my algorithm. This guy comes up a lot.
I didn't know we were a Lord of the Rings podcast. We got Golem over here.
He's got a beautiful voice. There's something enchanting about him.
I want to hear him say my precious is.
Yo. Yeah.
It's very Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ask you one thing. Do you remember me? I miss you. Yeah.
Dude, I want his Christmas album.
Yeah, I mean, it's my algorithm, my music algorithm is out of control. He does a lot of music stuff.
Really, you found him on like Apple Music?
No. He does like a lot of like music, like shorts and reels and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get down to some Pennsylvania beer, some Pennsylvania talk, some Pennsylvania squawk. Let's do it.
All right, we're hopping right into it. Going
Yeah,
right
we
in, busting
gotta go.
right in. Yeah, we do
Yeah,
have a
busting right.
back episode.
We got some people in here, so let's start it.
Yeah, let's get going. All right. All right.
I like how we just gave Greg the like Google video tour of where he hangs out on Sundays for football.
Hey, I'm comfortable with places I know, so
He was like, "Oh, I know those taps. Oh, I know that spot."
I know that little bartender.
All right, let's go live with audio. Yo, welcome back, everybody.
Welcome
Welcome to a very special episode. It's where Dan finds out that I don't know. I'm trying to like in my head, I'm trying to think of like all the very special episodes in like the primetime TV of the 90s.
Go on, Tom. I'm trying to figure out where this is going.
Like when Tim Allen, it's a very special episode when Jonathan Taylor Thomas is like, I don't want to die, Dad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The sizzle reels for next week's episode before the internet came around. Yeah. They would have those little commercials. You're like next week on Home Improvement.
And that was the one on that. Did you watch the Dana Carvey show documentary?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one that was like a very special Home Improvement. It's like, I don't want to die, Dad. And it's like very, very serious. It's like followed by the Barks Diet Root Beer Dana Carvey presents David Carvey show.
Yeah, the Dana Carvey show. Yeah. Nice sizzle reel leading up to a comedy TV show right
and
there.
It's the most ridiculous thing because they have like the stupid sponsor.
Yeah.
It's like Diet Barks. It's not even just Barks Root Beer.
Does it still have bite if it's diet?
I don't think so. I think the aspartame does have a bit of a bite.
Little brain bite.
Yeah. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have a very special episode. We are wrapping up the first part of our Drinkin Across Old Glory.
The colonial part.
The proper part. We'll get to the flyover states in a while, here and there. But anyway, it's your number one source for all things craft beer related. It's your internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops. High fives.
I got to go up for these.
Yeah, I don't.
Got it.
Oh,
it was tough. It was tough.
3.
Tom, I'm not used to having a guest.
They say 3 as a crowd, and we're saying it here because the high fives was not. We could have went this and that.
We had time to plan and we didn't.
Yeah,
we waited.
It wasn't on the pre-show checklist.
No.
I should have put high fives in there, guys. I failed us today. I'm sorry.
You let the team down. I got to be better next week.
I got to be better next week. I really Sirianni'd this one.
All right, there it is. First reference. And friendship. I'm your host, the crispiest of boys, the crowd killer of Crispies. It's Tom.
Oh yeah, and I'm your other host, the Hot Master General, the Royersford Rattlesnake. Oh hell yeah, it's Dan.
Oh, yeah. And we are We're back.
We're back, and we're going back into 2020 hard four again.
Yeah. We already lost one from our horrible high five.
It was terrible.
High five.
I smashed my microphone midway. I was like, no, I can't do it.
We have, we could have Brady bunched it, yeah, it was bad. Yeah, we're back. We're back with another for now, the final for now. Putting a pause on it. No Diddy. A little pause on the Drinking Across Old Glory. We're wrapping up with the
original 13.
Yeah, the original 13. We're technically the what second state to join the union.
They were the second. They were first in our hearts, obviously. So I mean, we had to keep this as as a strong conclusion of the 13 colonies there.
Yeah. But as always, even though we're wrapping this up, it is still 2020 hard four. We still have a couple months left.
Pennsylvania hardcore was real easy to pick.
Oh,
real easy.
Yeah. Yeah. You live the life and it's easy to come by.
Shooting fish in a barrel. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It is 2020 hard four, and we are the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now.
Pennsylvania, I fucking love you. You keep me safe and you give me shelter. I dream about my home.
Oh man,
No matter where I roam,
this makes me want to crush Oktoberfest.
we are the keystone.
Man, so hyped up on Pennsylvania.
It was about time that we, the 13 colonies, finally found a song that actually says the name of the state in it.
Yeah, no other hardcore bands have pride in their states. You would think like the New York one would have one. Maybe
they probably do. It's just that we didn't know it because we didn't care. It's about Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's all about Pennsylvania. It's the only state that really matters. Anyway, so guys, we are joined today by a guest. So everybody be on your best behavior. We got a guest.
I don't want to scare him off. This is first time being on a podcast, I guess, in video.
So, I mean, I was on here for
live one.
Oh yeah, you did the live draft, yeah.
Yeah.
And the live from Victory, Dan.
Oh yeah,
that big one.
The original Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Yes, you were here for that one.
Listen, some people may be in the chat tonight. I don't know.
You're a historical staple of the podcast. Yeah. I mean, man, we went FMK for a while.
We're gonna get some Shrek erotica later. Apparently,
someone must know me.
You think that's gonna scare Greg off? He might never leave now.
Would that be Shrek erotica?
Ooh,
yeah. Come for the craft beer, stay for the Shrek erotica. We're joined by a friend of the podcast, our glorious podcast fantasy football league champion, the curator of our cryptids,
master curator of a cryptid,
host of the Stabby podcast. It's Greg Haar.
Hey, we
a little clap there.
Greg, you have our Twitch angel is infatuated with you apparently.
Ooh, I mean, I don't blame her. Yeah, I'm excited because it's September 30th, so it's basically October. This is my time.
It's spooky season
to live. So
yeah,
we were able to get he climbed out of his sarcophagus to join us here. He climbed out of the well.
Yeah, I'd like to say I'd set up like straight like Nosferatu, but nah, I don't bend. I can't.
If you guys follow the Stabby Pod, he's risen out of the well for a one-time showing.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Am I breaking lore with this? It's gonna be weird if
you're breaking kayfabe.
Oh man, I didn't think about that. But yeah, we kicked off Sellout October today with Pumpkinhead, so it's a lot of good stuff coming up this month. I'm excited.
Big Lance Henriksen fan, so
dude.
Love.
Yeah, so good, so good.
So if you guys aren't familiar, Stabby Stabby Pod, you guys do horror movies, like shitty. Do you mainly focus on like campy,
Yeah.
kind of shitty movies?
Yes and no. So when I pick the movies, yes, they're shitty, they're campy, they're the war like super low budget. But now we're if you think of it more of like obscure movies, maybe like everyone
Okay.
hasn't heard of stuff. But October we do popular stuff. So
Sellout October. So
yeah, that's what we call it, Salad October. So it's really to get in that SEO. We've got a bunch of Friday 13th, Elm Street stuff. So if people are searching, they can find it, and then they can go listen to like our episode of Empire of the Dark, one of the best movies ever made that no one had seen.
Like the Stabby podcast is going on like a nosedive all summer, and you guys are like, pull up, it's October.
Yeah,
we're coming back. We ride off of the October listeners for the entire year.
Do you binge before you go into the more mainstream stuff? Do you like do a binge of like the worst campy movies, and then you're like, all right, we got it out of our system and now we can go into October?
Not really, because I mean that's basically all I watch anyway.
Actually, if you've seen his Plex, that is definitely not what he's binging right now. So I wanted to put this out there. He's got an amazing Plex server, but he is just a curator of some of the most hilarious vintage porn I have ever seen.
Saying
it is hilarious.
They say the 80s were good for a lot of things, and that's one of them.
That's spectacular.
He is like the back of a West Coast video.
Oh, through the beaded curtains.
Yeah, or through the what were the doors they had in the Wild West?
Saloon doors.
Saloon doors, yeah.
Man, if I could rename my Plex and just call it the beaded curtain, that would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's what our local Blockbuster had, was just like a beaded curtain, and it was like a janitor's closet. It's very appropriate.
Yeah, my friend in high school worked at a West Coast video, and we would just hang out. That no one ever came to it, so we would just like sit in the back, be like, "Yo, do you want to see what this anal condo is all about?"
You guys definitely came to it. Hey.
We would just put it on mute on the TVs that were above all this like video.
Nice.
So when people are like searching, you'd see someone's looking at Jurassic Park, but above them was just like hardcore porn going off.
Hey, we got Chris White.
Yo, what's up, Chris?
Well, now that we got the 80s porn talk out,
yeah,
let's do some housekeeping.
Let's
do some housekeeping. Guys, remember, follow, rate, review. Give us a follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, what is that rating?
5-star party, baby.
That was a 5-star party. And shoot us a review if you have a couple minutes of your day. It's non-monetarily by giving us a review on Apple Podcasts. If you're listening on Spotify, you can comment, guys. You can comment on each episode.
Ooh, and you
You
get
like the
comments
bit.
from last episode.
Yeah. Stevie Johnson, as always,
The bit.
throwing up a sorry, Stevie Johansson. Throwing up a comment on our episode 230. It's Rhode Island. It's an island. This one had it all, baby.
I really had like what was that, the Mandela effect moment? I'm like, I swear it was a fucking island.
You had me convinced, Dan. I was like, is it an island?
Yep. And Sinbad played a genie once.
This one had it all, baby. Tom mispronouncing clam with a K. Check. Casual R words. Check. Dan forgetting One-Eyed Willie. Check. My favorite part is that the population of Rhode Island is like 7 to 8 people, and each one of them is a rip-off cryptid. A++++++.
Is that Steve Joe?
Yeah, that's Stevie Joe.
That was a perfect comment. Comment.
A++ comment. But yeah, you can leave a comment on Spotify. And if you do want to support us monetarily, there's 2 ways to do it. You can go to a link in our bio on Instagram at Best Friends Pod. That'll take you to a listener support section. You can go there, donate a few bucks, help us out. If you want the best way to support us, Dan, that is
Sub with Prime.
Subway Prime. Yeah, so you can go, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can go on to our twitch.com/bestbestfriendspod, and sub to our channel for a couple months for free, ad-free viewing, and you can help us out. We get a little kickback from old Big Zaddy Bays.
Big Zaddy Bezos.
And yeah, it helps the podcast out. It helps us out. And as always, we are part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like our own. If you like our podcast, you might like some of the others on the network. Check them out. I almost had it. Yep, almost had it. www.hoppedupnetwork.com. Instagram at Hopped Up Network. I'm just,
You're frazzled today.
Matumbo and Pete Rose dying in the same day. Just I'm not in the right headspace to be doing the housekeeping.
I'm sorry we brought you into a podcast at a time like this.
Best 80s porn review podcast. 5 stars. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, we're back. We have a guest. We had to bring Greg on. We were like, we gotta have we haven't had a guest in a while.
We haven't, and it seemed only right that with the cryptid talk and ending the 13 colonies and kind of stopping and seeing where we're going to go with Drinkin Across Old Glory, we had to bring the cryptid expert on. And I mean, it's his favorite cryptid, comes from Pennsylvania. We had to have Greg on.
Yeah, and rather than have him do a video for us, you can do it live. Tell us about it live. And Dan, I'm pretty proud of my coining him the curator of cryptids.
I like
because
that.
He has curated our adventure through the first 13 colonies of cryptids.
It's been fun.
He tells me all the time. He comes in, he goes, I am having a blast with these cryptids.
Listen, there's been a couple times where I think it was the Lizard Man where you guys laughed at the casting couch, and that made my whole week. Where you guys just lost it, and I was very proud.
The little like Easter eggs in each one. I always looked forward to them.
Yeah, Greg's cryptid Easter eggs are the best.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing Pennsylvania. It's the second state. Number 2 on the what's the word I'm looking for here, Dan?
Well, it's number 2 on the list of states in order of formation, but
ratification.
That's what you're looking for.
Yes.
But it's number 1 in our
one in our hearts. Yeah.
There you go.
So we are going to kick off the final episode of Drinkin Across Old Glory's original 13 colonies.
The OG.
The same way we do every other episode.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your
Oh, yeah. Doug Heffernan, ladies and gentlemen. Doug Heffernan.
I don't know how we're going to get that kind of energy for these next few episodes.
Yeah, I mean, if we decide to keep going, or what are we going to hype ourselves up with if we don't have Doug?
I don't know, man. We need somebody to bring the boom,
Maybe we can have Greg reenact Doug Heffernan's speech there.
Yeah.
What movie is that from?
It's not from a movie.
Oh, it's from the show?
No.
What the
that is from the Indianapolis 500.
Yeah.
The NASCAR event where he is kicking off the event.
Yeah, Kevin James. They had Kevin James kick off the race, and that's how he did it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Incredible.
Yeah. Real special stuff.
Real patriot right there.
Yeah, true patriot. Some people say he's the king of queens.
Oh.
But we are we had a bit of discussion because unlike some of the other states, we had a plethora of 13 colonies. 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 We had a plethora of 13 of beer to choose from.
We had options.
Yeah. You could go classic Yingling. We do like some of the on the head kind of beer choices that we've had with some of these states.
Yeah, some of them are just, it seemed like a no-brainer. And
Mhm.
even like Yingling kind of seemed like, obviously, it's the obvious choice to kind of go with Yingling or, something like that. But I think
Then
we
we were like-
wanted,
There was the big three of
yes.
Pennsylvania craft beer. We didn't want to go, super craft, like a Warwick, or like a 10-7 or, something hyper local, super popular, but like not really widely available.
Who wants to drink that Warwick swill anyway?
Ugh, yeah. So we
I
were
thought
like,
Greg was going to wear his Warwick hat for the podcast.
It's back there somewhere.
So we were
I got
like,
the haze for days there, so it's with the belt.
Lovely,
Just saying.
So we were like, we have to go with the big three: Sly
Yeah.
Fox, Trogs, Victory. It's the old guard, widely available across the state. Everybody kind of knows them. And what we landed on was Sly Fox. Old friends of the podcast, hyper local to us.
Yeah, I'd say we all have a personal connection with Sly Fox. I'd say even just like in the podcast and with our guest too. I mean,
Yeah.
he grew up right down the road from
Yep.
where Sly Fox beer was being brewed. So,
yeah, and we have a very distinct relationship with them, and they just put out a beer that is near and dear to our hearts.
we talked about this too because it's it is at technically the end of the season for it, but
Yeah.
we couldn't wrap up Oktoberfest season without at least having an Oktoberfest.
So we are going to be drinking Sly Fox Oktoberfest.
Yeah. Brr, brr, brr.
So Dan and I have an affinity for fest beers, for Märtzens, for Dunkels, all of the kind of fest beer season beers, the Oktoberfest beers.
I love your German pronunciations.
My Märzen.
Märzen.
What's the Schwarzbier?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got corrected on our own
Oh,
podcast for
yeah.
that one.
Yes. So we're going to be doing Oktoberfest, 12-ounce
Oh, yeah.
cans. The smooth and malty traditional Oktoberfest is a seasonal gem brewed with flavor, continental malts, German noble hops, and heaping portions of, oh boy,
Yeah, I was waiting for this.
Gemütlichkeit.
I know.
Gemütlichkeit.
I saw it. I went, good luck, Tom. Good luck.
Sounds like a certain kind of camp. I don't know.
just south in Austria.
Yeah, sounds like the last stop of a train.
Oh, Jesus, Tom.
Yeah. We have fun with these German things, Dan.
We do. We do.
We have lots of fun with them. All right, so we're going to be doing Sly Fox Oktoberfest. It's the kind of, like you said, Dan, we're running down on the Oktoberfest season, the fest beer season. They do one of the best in the area. So we figured, why not do this?
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to crack into this. Let me take this off. All
There
right,
we go.
3, 2, 1. Who had premature craculation? I heard it. There it is.
I always do.
Leaked out a little bit.
It's not a problem if you don't care about it.
It never happened to him before. I swear.
Yeah, Dylan Imprint is fuming that it wasn't smoochie time.
It could have been.
What could have been?
Wouldn't that have been a slap in the face to our audience?
Just Greg shotgunning a smoochie over there.
Nothing goes down better.
All right. I mean, look at this thing.
You had to go to the
Clear.
mugs, right? Look at that.
No, I went Sly.
Oh,
Fox.
okay, yeah. You got the Sly Fox tulip. Nice.
Yeah. Daniel,
All right, guys. Cheers, guys.
Greg, Slancha.
Delicious. Beautiful.
Yeah. Crispy, clear, amber. Nice maltiness. Little bit of sweetness.
Yeah, not too cloying though. You just want a little bit of sweetness on that malt.
Mm-hmm.
And they definitely nail it. Probably one of the best in the area, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Nice bit of like caramel to it.
Absolutely.
Oh my god! Can I say I meant to bring it up in the intro?
Your hemorrhoid?
No, we don't talk about that, Dan. We don't talk about Winona like that.
Ooh, it has a name.
Yeah. No, we're at the age of, so earlier in this week, I pulled a muscle in my shoulder, so I've been working on that. The pain in my shoulder stopped, and it just migrated south, and now my lower back is in excruciating pain. Like I'm sitting with an ice pack on my back right now.
I want to say a follow-up question. How did you hurt your shoulder first?
Coughing.
I was going to get sleeping because that's what happens to me.
Yeah. I sleep the wrong way and I'm out of commission for a week.
Yeah, no, it would be less embarrassing, but yeah, no, I've had an upper respiratory thing for the last couple weeks, and I had a bit of a coughing fit, and yeah, it's not really a shoulder thing. It's I think I have a pinched nerve in my back, and it just aggravated it. Yeah,
recently I've been sounding like bubble wrap when I get out of bed, like in the morning. It's just like, and it's like it's loud enough that I could see I'm visibly waking up my wife with how much I'm crackling when I get up. It's bad.
Yeah, it's just we're getting to that age, Dan. It's just,
sometimes you need an ice pack to do your craft beer podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, we're doing Sly Fox. This is going to be kind of an abbreviated episode. I feel like we have Greg on, so we need to really lean into the cryptid talk.
Through the beer. We need to breeze through the state, and we need to get to the squonk.
Yeah. So just a bit of background about Sly Fox. They were founded, they opened more than 15 years ago. Jesus, this is an old article. Phoenixville was the original location. Spring 1995, microbrewery was a new concept at the time and introduced thousands of folks to the wonders of craft beer. Grew quite a loyal following along the way. Former brewmaster Brian O'Reilly, the GOAT, yeah, which is synonymous with Sly Fox, which is funny. Sly Fox is the name, and they're synonymous with goats. Yeah, for goat races, we'll get into that. He arrived in spring 2012, and this is really where they took off. He developed a plan to begin offering Sly Fox's celebrated beers at some of the best beer bars, pubs, and restaurants in the greater Philly area. Demand for Sly Fox beers quickly outgrew the capability of a 15-barrel brew house in Phoenixville, and they opened up the 20-barrel system in Royersford. During this time, Pete's brother John joined the company to manage the production. Fast forward 7 years, increasing demand once again caused them to outgrow the brewing operations. They sold the location to former employees in 2011. Bigger expansion plans were underway. Pottstown Brewery and Tasting Room opened in 2012, equipped with a beautiful new German 50 hectoliter brew house and room for growth.
That place is insane, man.
Yeah.
I remember when that first opened because I lived in Stowe, which was just right around the corner from it. And man, that place was just the best to go to. Like they had the best food, best beer around at the time. I mean, it was like, so early that, I mean, obviously, like Greg probably remembers, Sly Fox being around Phoenixville like a ton. Dude, before I could even drink, I would go to Sly Fox just to like order food because I worked across the street. And I remember seeing the O'Reilly Stout sign. I went, man, when I'm old enough to drink, I'm going to get one of those.
Marketing did well for you.
It did. I was like, that looks like a cool beer.
They did a special, which is it's a legendary special. Back in the day.
Is this the growler and
the Wednesday special?
Yes.
So it was $20. You got a growler fill of your choice, a pizza, sliders, a side, and a beer while you waited. A beer while you waited for it. It was the takeout special. All
Yeah.
for $20. It was like you couldn't beat it.
Dude, it was the best. And I never mentioned the beer that came with it because I would just like, on my way home from work, be like, hey, hon, you want to do the Wednesday special? She
Mhm.
never knew that I was just sitting there drinking a beer waiting for it. She thought it just took a while to, come out.
Yeah. And their food there, especially at the tasting room in Pottstown's insane with their
Oh,
their
absolutely.
pizzas and their the wood-fired wings are great. And just great beer. But yeah, they did that, and I think one of the reasons 2018 Brian O'Reilly departed. He's at Mainstay now, his own brewery. Sly Fox promoted longtime director of brewery operations Tim Ost, who we had on the podcast, to lead the production staff. Kept the recipes. That famous Hell's Lager stayed the same. Almost all the recipes stayed the same, like the standards, the 113 IPA, the O'Reilly Stout. So many of them. There's so many of them.
Oh yeah, Greg, what was your first Sly Fox beer you ever had? Do you remember?
I don't. I mean, maybe it was like Pikeland Pills.
Yeah, I feel like it was like
Maybe.
Pikeland or 113 IPA were like
Yeah.
one of the first two I ever had.
Yeah.
I definitely had a Hell's too, but I'm trying to remember. I think because I was a big hophead, so like 113, I think like more spoke to me at that
Yeah.
time.
A lot of them. I mean, they have a lot of like really great beers that have just been there forever.
Yeah, they had some that have been there forever that they got rid of that I was always so unhappy about, like the 360 IPA that had the
Yeah.
360 pop top.
Well, the pop tops in general.
Well, the pop tops in general, but the 360 IPA was named after having the
Yeah.
pop top, which was, they just couldn't make it anymore because it didn't
No.
have the same allure.
Yeah, and they expanded that to other cans like the Hell's Lager, which was the greatest thing. The Hell's Lager with the pop top.
It was probably the greatest year of Hell's Lager. Was
Yeah.
like the last year they had the pop tops, knowing that they were going to go away. Like
Mhm.
even if you're at a beer store and you found it, do you ever drink out of the pop top, Greg?
Mm-hmm. I loved it. I miss those cans.
Yeah. Yep. The damn legislation saying that's unsafe.
Actually, it was litter.
Is that what it was?
It was litter. So with the pop tops,
Littering men?
So because when you pop a top off, it technically is two pieces of trash versus one.
Oh.
So
it boils down to legislation.
Yeah.
Some pencil pusher was like, hey, wait a second.
It was really because they wanted to expand to other states and they couldn't because some of those states had that issue where they were just like, hey, that's technically two pieces of litter. We don't allow pop tops. Like they had it in their like they had it pre-grained in their state's history. Like they had to take out a leather bound book. They're like, well, this is just against the law here, having two pieces.
Someone took out a book and went,
yeah, it just blew dust off of it. This is why we don't have pop top Coca-Colas.
This book is made out of human skin.
Yeah. It's a good horror reference. I like how we keep tying Stabby back into this.
Have to. We have to keep Greg entertained.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just happy to be here.
Do you want me to put like 80s porn on in the bottom corner of our live stream?
Just get us.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
He's not saying no.
Get us temp banned on every platform. We're the bad boys of streaming.
He's like, can you guys go into my Peter North collection and start playing these?
I wouldn't categorize it by the male actor, sir.
Really?
Whoa, man. I mean, why not? It's it's
Peter North slinging hefty loads.
Yeah, gotta respect the game.
All right, you know what?
Game respects game. This is one of the big reasons we went with Sly Fox over some of the others. They've expanded westward, Pittsburgh, Wyomissing, Malvern. They've
basically
west.
covered Pennsylvania.
Yeah. There's a lot.
East to west.
Yeah. And it's considered one of the pioneers of craft beers in the Mid-Atlantic region. Its beers are currently available in retailers in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, Illinois, Southern Florida, and Puerto Rico.
Ooh, I wonder if they got that new coastal West Coast over there, Puerto Rico. That would be a beer I would drink in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they should have like a Mr. Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide,
like a Bud
wit.
Platinum.
Yes, yeah,
It's an imperial lager.
Yeah, they've been expanding. Some of their stuff is really great. Oh, that's right. Their Grisette won a silver medal. Their Grisette,
Yeah, great beer.
Underrated beer. It gets overlooked constantly because people don't know what a Grisette is.
Yeah.
It won a gold and a silver medal. In 2013, this Oktoberfest won a bronze.
It is a classic to the style Oktoberfest.
Yeah, 2010. Right. In 2010, Pikeland Pills and the Oktoberfest named national grand champions at the 15th annual US BTC.
The BTC.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, guys. The BTC. Tom, what does that stand for?
The
Bitcoin.
Butt to cunt.
Oh.
Have you been reading titles out of Greg's Flex?
I have to kick Dan off.
That's some of his British 80s vintage porn collection. Oh, I butt to cunt.
Oh man, I didn't know 2004 was when they released Odyssey, which is, I feel like, another underrated Sly Fox beer.
That was a crazy beer.
Good one.
Yeah, that was a crazy beer to get. Like it always had like dare I say, it was one of the early releases. It was kind of like Nugget Nectar.
Yes, it was.
Would release.
Yep. Yeah, it was one like a once a year kind of thing.
Yeah. They started bringing it back, and man, that was pretty cool. Like only a few kegs at all locations too. Very little, no takeout. It was all like in-house consumption. They brought back like the classic tasting room release. I think it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year because I remember sitting at the my new barber is right down the street from Sly Fox. So on the way home, sometimes after a cut, I'll stop in for a pint, and they had like posters, and they did the posters up like a 70s concert. They're just like, Odyssey's coming back. And yeah, just bringing back that classic like tap room release, which like you never hear about anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's a smart strategy to get people back in like not that they really need to get people back in the tasting room, but to go there for a specific beer. It's like that's a really great strategy.
I had only been to the Pottstown one a couple times, and it was for, I think they were doing like Firkin Fridays or something.
They used to do Firkin Fridays.
Yeah, so I had gone up for that. But yeah.
Greg, if you don't like kids at the brewery, Pottstown's not the place for you. Because that is Chuck E. Cheese for breweries.
Dude, I feel so bad for the people who just want to play bocce ball out back or just hang out in the outside, because it's all just like
on the weekend. Good.
It's all like Pottstown parents bringing their just fucking hell spawn out there.
Yeah,
and they are just running around. I had a kid just run into me. I stopped literally just to pick up beer, and I was walking towards the door, and I'm like, this kid's not looking where he's going. He's coming right for me. He just hit me.
It's encouraged. It's not. It's welcome and encouraged. Like they're like, we are the family spot.
Yeah, I mean,
more power to you, but man,
they got the room for it though. It's a big area, but like, just keep them outside.
And I think that is the whole thing is like if you're bringing kids, they stay outside. They're outside pets.
Yeah. Greg will eat your children if you bring your children to the brewery.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't belong there. So
I gotta say,
I'll take care of it.
Greg's a big fan of the tap room experience. I gotta say, like, Greg here he's a guy I'd rather like, enjoy his beer at a bar than probably just at your house, if I'm correct to assume.
Yeah. I don't drink a lot at home. It's mainly just me be like drinking by myself. That's not fun anymore. I'll be 41 soon. I can't be drinking by myself on the on a weeknight.
Yeah,
yeah.
for as long as I've been working behind a bar, Greg's been on the other side, comes in and like just to, I guess, just to be out at a brewery, which it's rare to see that coming out of the pandemic. A lot of people turned inwards. They became like the craft beer guy at home.
I mean, I will say it is the bar, and this is, I'm not buttering Dan up, all right, but it is like the bartenders that make a good tap room. If they're just like running about doing their job, like more power to them, that's great. But that's probably not a place I want to hang out, because
Yeah.
if I just go by
You definitely
myself,
want a good host, and I
Yeah.
look for that at places when I go to a brewery too.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I went to a brewery yesterday, just briefly to meet up with Drew, actually a fan of the podcast out there, from Harrisburg, to kind of exchange some Oktoberfest beers. And the brewery we stopped at, just not good service, man, not good. Like, lady just came up to us, like, was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Gave us some water, and then never came back. Like, I just watched her doing like bar
Yeah.
prep. She was doing like bar prep work. I'm like, well, maybe she's just trying to get ahead of it and everything. And then she starts talking to somebody else. I'm like, all right, this is getting a little weird. She's just talking to employees over there. I'm like, I didn't even look at the book. I already knew I wanted the their Oktoberfest. I was just like, hey, thank you very much. And then like she just walked away. I'm like, I'll just wait till she comes back. And she never did.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you definitely need like the tap room experience, and Sly Fox does bring it. Their bartenders are
Oh, yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It's always a plus. I will say, and I maybe not as much as it was before, but one of life's great pleasures is just sitting by yourself at a bar and drinking. Just that was like when I was traveling a lot for work.
Yeah.
Just a great thing. Just sit at the end of the bar, order a beer, just sit by yourself. Like, nobody talk to me. I'm just here for me.
Especially when a baseball game's on.
Oh yeah.
Like
Anytime.
baseball, or like even golf too, like something that's slow paced, just sitting there enjoying a beer with like a slow paced sport. Like, I love watching football too, but like something about being alone at a bar for baseball where you're just like, fuck yeah.
Damn, Dan Gibbs, 2 touchdowns.
Damn. Oh, did he have Gibbs?
Yeah, I think he does.
No.
Or did he have last? He had him last year. But that's 2 touchdowns that your buddy Dave Montgomery couldn't throw down.
Oh.
All right, so let's get into some real quick some Pennsylvania facts, and then let's get squanchy.
Ooh, what's it?
Squonky.
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 Lad McSquonky.
Keeping it fantasy football relative.
Yeah, you like that?
it, Dan. And as always, we start off with Nat Geo Kids, where we go to for our state fun facts.
Yeah, if you're gonna want to ace social studies on a podcast, you want to use Nat Geo Kids, because I mean they're the most up to date. Just want to dog ear that and say, like, as of July 2016, these facts are accurate. But
Yeah.
if you want the most up to date, but also just very simple to read, a lot of colors, a lot of
Yeah.
big fonts. I mean, this is made for
Big
us here.
fonts, yeah.
Gold standard. It's beautiful.
It's consistent. And consistency is what we look for. It's consistent. So Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's synonymous. Philadelphia is basically Pennsylvania. Nicknamed the Keystone State, second state to be ratified, 1787. As of July 2016, our population was 12,784,227. Hey, speak his name and he shall appear.
Yeah, Drew in the house. Yeah, we're just talking about
Capital, Harrisburg. Man, what a shithole. The biggest city is Philadelphia. Man, what a shithole. Abbreviation PA. The state bird, ruffed grouse.
That's a tough ass bird.
Yeah. And you know
this ain't your cardinal, guys.
You know that you went to a PA school when the state bird, you're just like, oh yeah, it's ruffed grouse. Come on.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the rough grouse. Yeah, it's a good hunting bird.
good hunting bird.
Yeah.
That's good eating right there.
No, they're not good eating, but it's fun hunting. You send a dog out into a field to scare them, and they fly up and bang.
Yeah, like duck hunt.
Skeet shooting. Yeah, like duck hunt. Those were mallards, I think.
They were mallards, but yeah, it's duck hunt.
Yeah, no. It doesn't
Yeah, out
matter.
here in Pennsylvania, when you hunt for grouse, if you miss it, a dog just comes out of the bushes and laughs at you like a fucking asshole.
And the state flower is the mountain laurel.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Archaeologists don't agree on when the first humans came to the area we now call Pennsylvania, but they found artifacts that are at least 19,400 years old.
I just want to pause it right.
Are we sure that the earth is even that old? Because the Bible is only like 2,000 years old.
Going into the conspiracy theories there, I just want to highlight the consistency of Nat Geo Kids always going into Native Americans all the time. Like the first paragraph is always a list of Native Americans that Tom can't pronounce, and then like racially he looks over at me, he's like, Dan, you know this, right? You know how to pronounce this. I'm like, what are you saying, Tom? Just because I'm slightly tanner than you, you're just like. Yeah, Dan, you got this, right?
Yeah, so there's the Lenape, the Susquehannocks, the Erie, the Seneca, and the Oneida, the French fry tribe.
The tater tot tribe.
Yeah, the tribe. Yeah. The potato tribe. My tribe. The potato tribe. Lived on the land that's now in Pennsylvania 1,000 years later. William Penn, a member of the Christian group called the Quakers, came over and fucked everything up. A wave of German immigrants, including Quakers, Mennonites, and Amish, moved here and really fucked up the state.
They were just like, we don't need electricity. I don't need that. We don't need plumbing, guys.
But what we do need is incest and rape.
Ooh, and all the money we get from growing weed in the middle of our cornfields.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, that was like the big thing. This was before legalization in Pennsylvania, but the Amish were always getting arrested because within their cornfields, they had smaller like weed fields in the middle. And like, this was like early 2000s, and they had the heat cameras on the helicopters going over. And it was on like NBC 10. It was like this big expose, and you see this like area of just them growing weed in the middle of the cornfields. Pennsylvania was so cool.
Well, was it cool, Dan? I mean, you get the people that are like, oh, yeah, the Amish, yeah, horse and buggies, they're raising barns. And then you're like, well, they're kind of like deer. You group them all together, they get inbred. They're, walking around like, wah.
They're always rollerblading. Remember that? Remember just driving through like Lancaster and stuff? You just see like Amish kids in their little like straw hats, but they were rollerblading.
The green corn, as it were.
That corn made you more hungry.
Yeah,
it made Pink Floyd better.
And the Mennonites are even worse. They're just the Amish with less rules. Like the Amish that were like,
they're like little loosey goosey.
Maybe we can have lights.
Maybe we drive a car, but our wives are still going to wear the little bonnet thing on top.
Yeah, we're going to still have these ideals, but not really commit to anything. Schmellies.
What?
Schmellies.
You call them Schmellies?
Letterkenny.
Oh, is that what they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they call the Mennonites Schmellies.
The Schmellies. I forgot about that.
The Dicks.
Oh yeah. I need Anita Dick. Anita Dick. Yeah. Yeah. Pennsylvania's awesome. We don't need to go into anything. Pennsylvania supported the Union in the Civil War. Right side of the war. One of the most important battles took place in Gettysburg. Look it up. Pretty awesome battle.
Civil War. Look it up.
We have 15 minutes left. I'm not.
Spoiler alert. Pennsylvania was on the winning side.
Yeah. We played both sides. We playing it cool like that.
We held the border.
Yeah. No, I mean, the Battle of Gettysburg is pretty interesting. Look it up. We don't have enough time to go really into detail.
Yeah, we don't want to go into that. Remember, it was 2 tapes, guys, back in the day for your VCR, Gettysburg.
God, that movie was so good though.
Yes,
It
so
was a great
fucking good.
great movie, but man, two tape
Yeah.
movies,
Two
man.
tapes were tough.
Something Gen Z will never know
No.
about.
No. The Union won the battle, marking a turning point for the eventual victory of the war because Pennsylvania does that.
Oh, I was like, are you gonna give Penn State this victory?
Yeah, Penn State went in, they set the line. Joe Pa was there. He directed everything.
They fought them on the fields, they fought them on the trenches, they fought them in the showers. Penn
Oh,
State
man.
did it.
I knew
Nailed
where you're going with it, and I was like, let him finish. Let him finish. Yeah, George Washington led colonial forces known as the Continental Army across the Delaware into an important victory in Bucks County.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
they should have wiped that place off the planet.
Those shitty breweries in Bucks County, all of our
Yep.
friends.
So why is it called Pennsylvania, Dan?
Pennsylvania, it's Penn's Woods.
Yeah. Yep.
Come on, man.
Latin.
If you don't know that right off the cuff, if like ask a Pennsylvanian what Pennsylvania means, if they don't know it, ooh, that's grounds. That's
Kick him
grounds
out.
for
Kick him to Jersey.
Well,
Yeah.
so originally it was
exile.
it was Penn's Wood, and they were like, Billy, let's add an S on there.
Yeah.
Penn's Woods.
I know what you're trying to do, Bill.
He's like everybody's got to know about this thing.
Yeah.
They're like, we get it. We'll put a statue of you on a building, and then you'll curse
keep
the city
naming
for...
your states after your dick. All right. Everywhere you go, you're like, I'm gonna name it after my dick.
That's all I know.
All right, so here's some fun stuff. We'll get to the AI generated fun stuff. It's Pennsylvania is nicknamed the Keystone State because its important role in the colonies in the United States gaining independence. The independent state, baby. The cheesesteak capital. The cheesesteak, a culinary icon, is said to have originated in Philadelphia. Is said to is offensive. I'm
highly
very offended right now.
Everywhere else, it's a steak sandwich, and
yeah, and they put peppers on there like fucking retards.
Whoa,
for Stevie Johansson, casual R word thrown out there.
Tom, cancel.
Fine with it last week, Dan. The first public zoo.
I don't remember last week.
The Philadelphia Zoo opened up. Yeah, we're talking about retards in Rhode Island, Dan.
Stop it.
The Philadelphia Zoo opened in 1874. It was the first public zoo. Still top tier zoo.
Top tier zoo. Greg, are you a big zoo guy? Actually, Tom or Greg is a big zoo guy. He got married at a zoo.
I got married at a zoo. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. They let you out of captivity, and then they're like,
yeah. Well, they just opened the cage, and I came out.
They opened the gorilla pen, and Greg came out.
Yeah,
he banged on the glass a little bit.
The ceremony was in front of the bald eagle exhibit.
Oh my god!
Go wrong,
man. It is Greg.
He's got
more
three
American?
things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America, and gentlemen. Start your engine!
That's the most beautiful wedding. That's the most beautiful wedding vow I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was.
Greg,
yeah,
that was beautiful.
I didn't marry a woman. I married America.
That is it's the most
I didn't just join her
patriotic
family. I joined the country.
Yeah,
I've gained so much more respect for Greg after that one sentence. Got married in front of the bald eagle. God damn it. That's awesome. Frick Park in Pittsburgh is the largest municipal park in the city, covering 644 acres. It's the largest municipal park.
I love how they named a park after stubbing your toe. You're like, Frick.
Yeah, it was like Frick Park.
It's like stubbing your toe around your kid. You're like, Frick.
Frick. You always have to extend that F.
Yeah, you know the U wants to follow.
Yeah, I mean it gives you time to look around, see who's
around. Frick. We're the snack food capital. Pennsylvania is known for making many pretzels. I just posted this in our chat. We
just many pretzels.
many pretzels. We
Known for many
consume
pretzels.
Pennsylvania consumes 80% of the pretzels consumed in America.
Dude, I'm an 80%er. You know, I'm definitely an 80%er there.
Yeah,
That's the only time.
show me a soft pretzel or a sourdough pretzel, and it
Ooh.
is not long for this world.
Oh, yeah, I'm a unique twist guy. I can finish a whole bag, baby.
Yeah,
You give
man,
me a road trip with some unique twists and a stabby podcast on, I'm ready to go.
There you go. Well, it's like I think a lot of it is corporate, like corporate centers. Like if you work in a corporate office, they're always just like, "Oh, we brought in a box of pretzels, soft pretzels for everybody."
dude. You can't walk
Not
around.
bad.
I don't know. No, it's. I mean,
You think
it's
Philly
fantastic.
soft pretzel is just fluffing those numbers with like how much they're putting out?
They pump out pretzels every
They do,
week.
and you know they're just
And
they're
it's
cooking
quality.
it too.
Dude, I picked up pretzels. Dan, you ordered them. I guess it was like, I don't know, it's an Eagles game.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
you asked me
I
to
couldn't
stop
make
it.
it. I was like, "Yo, dude, can
Yeah.
you grab these pretzels?"
You ordered them, and I still had to wait there for 45 minutes until they were ready. It was insane.
He's the best customer at a bar. I was like, "Bro,
Yeah, I'll pick up
bro,
your food.
I
Don't worry.
had no time to grab the pretzels for everybody. Can you grab the pretzels?"
What's great, I don't know, and I don't know. I haven't been in like Philadelphia proper in a while. But back in the day, it was like you walk down like anywhere, and there was pretzels on like every corner.
Every corner. I mean, when you left the stadium after the Phillies game,
Mhm.
whereas the pretzels were out there, man.
It's always somebody
shopping carts.
slinging
There's
pretzels.
guy playing saxophone,
Yep.
like simultaneously selling pretzels at the same time.
Yep, and Foley's t-shirts, Philly Frenetic shirts.
Yeah, you guys actually spelled it with an F. Jesus.
Yeah. The American oil industry started in Titusville, Pennsylvania.
Damn, we were the snowball.
Yeah. First daily newspaper was published in Philadelphia in 1784, and somehow was still complaining about the Eagles.
Yep. Yeah, the first headline: Fire Sirianni. Weird.
Yeah.
That went all the way back in
Weird.
time.
Weird.
Weird that shockwave resided all the way to 1700s.
Yeah. Ye old offense in shambles. Yingling.
Italians don't know what they're doing. I mean, that didn't change. It's probably what Philadelphia was putting in their newspapers back then.
America's oldest commercial brewery is Yingling, which is still brewing in Pottsville. We all know that because we are Pennsylvanian and we are.
Been there, done that, did the tour. Have you ever done the tour?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nope.
Greg, you've never done the tour?
Never been up there. No.
I gotta
One
say,
day.
it is a top tier tour.
All right.
It's a good one.
It's
Quick
a good one.
hitters here.
I love the end. You get the little beer at the end. They just like the end of the cave is a bar.
Nice.
You go through the barrel room and they're just like, and up these steps is a bar and order a pint on us.
They call it the New Jersey Brewery Experience.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. So quick hitters here. First baseball stadium was built in Pittsburgh in 1909.
Oh, shit.
Hershey is the chocolate capital of the world. Everybody knows that. The first computer existed in Philadelphia in 1946.
The first computer.
Yeah.
And it
The
had
first-
the first Plex that featured 1920s and 1930s vintage porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just a zoetrope. You just had to
Yeah.
one little motion.
Sir James Dean.
Jesus Christ. No one's gonna get that.
The old black.
They're not
the
gonna,
old-
or they're not going to admit that they got
Yeah.
it, and they're just like, I can't believe he said it.
Ye old Blackzilla. And then the first piano in America was built in Philadelphia in 1775. Wait. Oh, where is this? Sorry, Running Grill 2 currently. We're doing Pennsylvania, Andrew.
Yeah, welcome, Drew.
Drew. He's grilling up hospital food.
Yeah, he's like, this Jello isn't gonna grill itself.
All right. Enough about Pennsylvania. Well, enough about Pennsylvania facts.
Yeah, I mean, let's get down to brass tacks. This is why everybody's here. This is why we cover the states. it's not the beer or a craft beer podcast. It's really about the cryptids.
Man, and they're the best. They're the best, man. Yeah, Pennsylvania has not great ones. Yeah, we got Bigfoots and sea monsters. We have the Gewoggle, which
The
is
what?
which it's like it's a werewolf, but it's summoned by witches. Just kind
That's
of cool.
pretty. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
So it's kind of like
It's a
Pumpkinhead.
fusion.
Terrible
It's like
name.
it's like
Awesome origin story. Terrible name. The
Oh yeah,
Pennsylvania,
the Gewoggle.
Pennsylvania
Yeah.
Dutch just have terrible names. Like whoopie pies. It's like the whoopie pie. Like it's delicious and sound like it's it's good, but it just sounds terrible.
yeah. I was gonna go. It's like the Asian fusion of monster of cryptids.
Yeah,
So it's
what's a
werewolf
guago?
summoned by witches?
What's a guago?
just
Is that
throw
when
it all together.
is that when you eat the egg and there's like a half formed bird inside of it?
Oh,
And
what
that's
is that?
And that's balut and that's Filipino.
There
Yeah,
you go.
okay. Well, you said it was Asian. I was like, yeah, it kind of sounds like one of those dishes.
I don't want to. I don't want to say this too loud because she's over there. Filipinos are barely Asian, Dan. They're mostly Mexican.
Jesus, Tom.
I mean, it's true.
It's a hell of an episode to come on. I'll tell you, man.
Oh yeah, Greg's
getting
not
called
sure.
into HR tomorrow.
Association.
One third of Stabby's just gonna be like, man, what the fuck?
yeah. I'll get a text from Eric and Dan later, like, maybe don't guest on shows anymore.
Nothing I said was inaccurate.
All right, so let's get back to werewolf summoned by witches.
Yeah. So that's the Gewoggle. But I mean, my favorite cryptid comes from Pennsylvania, only in Pennsylvania, is the squonk. And I even got my Home of the Squonk shirt on. Squonk is it first was mentioned in the 1910 book Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods. I mean, look at that.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, he looks like a nutsack.
That can't be. He's crying cum.
That's an artist rendition.
That can't be the cryptid. Like they're like, hey, there's a nutsack crying cum. Well,
you know, I'm getting flashbacks of high school, and it's just very uncomfortable.
I've seen this cryptid when I get out of the pool and it's really cold.
Oh man, yeah, he's
I was in the pool. I was in the pool.
The squonk is known to only live in the the hemlock forests of Pennsylvania. Now, where that is, I have no idea because there's no such a place as the hemlock forest. But I think it's up like northeastern PA.
Yeah, I mean hemlocks are. It's not the. Is it? It's not the state tree, is it? I want to say the eastern hemlock is the state tree, though.
I just thought it was the dogwood.
Or is it the dogwood? Nah.
No, that was Rhode Island. Was the
Yeah.
dogwood?
Oh,
State tree, Pennsylvania, eastern hemlock. Yeah,
Look at you, Dan. Dan paid attention. To this.
nailed it.
dude, I'm Pennsylvania through and through, baby.
But what's special about the squonk, besides it looking just adorable, is that it's so ugly that
It is.
it constantly cries, and the only way to track it is to follow its like tear trail through the woods.
Why is this a cryptid?
Well, I mean, cryptids aren't always like
I
fierce
thought they were always like
monsters, right?
ghouls and
Yeah, they're not like fantastical monsters, and sometimes they're little scrotums that leak.
yeah. I mean, he is supernatural in that if he's scared or he gets caught, he can disappear into a puddle of tears.
Oh, so
Is
he
this
like he astral projects, like he basically can just like, or just interdimensionally, just like hops. Look at that. That's some
Greg, this
serious
looks-
scripted ability right there.
This looks like the mascot of your Plex server.
That's fine. I mean, my fantasy football team is the Squonks this year, so
We're actually looking at an artist rendition of Greg's post nut clarity.
It's even got nutsack hairs, dude.
yeah, I think that was added. I mean,
I
in the
think that
book,
was embellished.
yeah, in the book, he's described as having like incredibly loose skin, and he's covered in like warts and blisters.
Sure. Sounds very familiar.
But yeah, he's you can track him through his tears, but you can also hear him crying through the night as well. Especially during like full moons where he can see his own reflection in his puddle of tears, which makes him cry even more.
It makes so much sense why good emo comes out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like this animal is the reason why we have bands like the Starting Line.
Oh my
They were
God.
Jersey, weren't they?
No,
Oh, I thought they were
Pennsylvania.
all right. I thought they were Jersey. But yeah,
That
he's
was-
just like he's interesting because he wants to be left alone. He's not like attacking anybody, but it is kind of like one of those he's just a little animal that lives and he's there and you can't catch him because there was a story of somebody catching
You're
him.
just describing Dan. You're just describing Dan.
This is Sad Sack Saturdays at the brewery.
it's
Now that fall is back, Sad Sack Saturdays have begun. It is an all emo playlist from open to close.
It's a little creature that just wants to be left alone.
Saturday was also great. So
Saturday was good in the summer,
Yeah.
but now it's my my vibe. I'm in my squonk era.
no, I
now.
love it. But there,
I mean, it's a tight space in the 420 tap room. There's not a whole lot of skanking room there.
Yeah, it's very hard to skank in there, but man, it is really easy to cry.
you just go back by the fermenters.
Seen a couple have too many, and
Doug's usually back there crying. There's a lot of tears
Yeah.
been shed back there.
yeah, Doug's are the 420 tap room squonk.
That's you know what? Perfect.
It's
I
honestly a
I have
pretty
to do
great artist
another-
rendition.
I have to do another milkshake IPA. Come on.
More adjuncts. Greg requested what in the beer?
But yeah, it's funny you mentioned Sad Sack Saturday because there was a report of one person that caught a squonk and he imitated the squonk's cries to draw it close and lure it into a bag. And he had the squonk in a bag and he was walking it home only for the bag to suddenly lighten and become wet because he disappeared into his tears.
Jesus,
Like that's like the one story
we
of
got the
catching a
most
squonk.
pathetic. was it just
A
going?
guy just came. A guy just came into the police station. He's like, I had a squonk in this bag. He's like, sir, this bag's just filled with semen. What the fuck?
Again.
It's just a 7-Eleven bag filled with cum. I swear there was a squonk in there.
Squonk has become popular probably in the last like 5 years. I think it's in Johnstown, PA.
They only have depression there.
Well, they have Squonkapalooza every year.
Johnstown's main export and import is both depression.
I think I must have grown up there. But yeah, they have Squonkapalooza. It's a one-day festival celebrating squonk. They have speakers and entertainment and vendors. It's amazing.
It's like
Dan-
Lollapalooza, but instead of Jane's addiction, they have Jane's depression, and
Yeah.
it's just a squonk crying.
Yeah.
It's a rundown crap hole of a city.
Isn't that where? Yeah, that's Pitt Johnstown, right? Yeah, that's it.
Dan,
That's all they have.
tying it back to the craft beer stuff, Johnstown is the first place I ever had flannel weather.
Oh yeah,
It's the,
I remember you
it's the
saying that.
famous picture, Dan.
The famous picture of
Yeah.
flannel weather being like, "Yo, we need to drink more hazies."
Squonk dunk.
I wonder what a squonk's penis might look like. Do you think it's just like
Interesting
Its whole-
question.
It's its whole body. It just inserts itself into you.
because it already looks like a shriveled penis? I'm like, is it just like it's like one of those things like shriveled penis and keep focusing this and our shriveled penis, it keeps focusing in. It's just squonk.
I think it's like my guess would be it's like a tuna can.
It's just
It's very short, but it's wide.
like a squonk.
Yeah. Now Saucony Creek has a beer. I don't know if they've made it recently or not, but it's called
you talked about that.
Tears of the Squonk.
Really?
Let's see. Tears of the Squonk. Saucony Creek. It's still in production.
Nice.
Most recent check-in was actually May of this year. Oh, it's they definitely took some
Yeah, it looks like a rat.
Yeah, are you looking at this?
Yeah.
Okay.
A
Yeah,
little
I was
too
gonna call-
ratty. I swear to God, like I thought Neshaminy did one as well.
I mean, Saucony Creek do better. Look at that thing.
Yeah, that looks like Fievel went on a bender.
Yeah, Fievel goes meth.
Yeah, Fievel goes to Kensington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I Saucony Creek, underrated brewing.
It might be overrated after looking at this artwork.
Yes, the artwork. I think they're still shell shocked from their cease and desist from the WWE.
Yeah, I mean they haven't recovered from the rope drop.
Yeah, hop suplex.
Do you know
Yeah.
Acclamation Brewing?
I do not.
They had I guess a Cryptid Catcher series of beers, and they have Squonk as one. It's a double IPA.
And it's Acclamation.
Yeah.
There it is, Cryptid Catcher, the Squonk.
So Genesis has a song called The Squonk.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier.
Yeah. So, or it's just Squonk, but yeah, I mean, Squonk has grown in popularity. I mean, this Genesis song came out a while ago, but it's basically
Again.
about catching the squonk, and then your bag lightens because he's full of tears now. Yeah.
Look at this. Another one just ruining the Squonk.
I mean, that's pretty good. I like that.
Is this the Squonk song?
Yeah.
I gotta say, I mean,
And I think there's a Steely Dan song that mentions squonk as well.
you don't even have to say I think. As the leading expert, just say you know that there is one.
Man. Did Phil Collins spend time in Pennsylvania?
I guess that's the guy.
Oh, that was supposed to pass. Come on now.
He can't get rid of the Squonk. He loves it so much.
Can't. The squonk won't pause.
That should be its slogan.
The
Squonk won't pause.
Yeah.
Can't stop the crying. Can't stop the tears.
The trail they leave is very clear for all to see at night. Man, I mean, this is the hunter enters the forest. All are not huntsmen who blow the huntsman's horn.
Damn.
Man. Well, I'll trick him, then I'll kick him into my sack. He is a sack.
Is this the whole story that you just talked about? The one that got in the sack? So they just they wrote a story about that guy?
Dan, I'm reading the lyrics. The sack across. So he got him. I got you. You never get away. Walking home at night. The sack across my back. The sound of sobbing on my shoulder. When suddenly it stopped.
This sounds like a terrible sexual assault scenario.
I opened up the sack. All that I had. Just a pool of bubbles and tears. Just a pool of tears. Just a pool of tears and cum. All in all, you are a very dying race.
It was parentheses and cum because that was Peter Gabriel's singing part.
Yeah. Yep. Looking an abomination. Yeah, there you go. Man, that's written by Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks.
Look at that. Squonk just in the popular culture.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many Bigfoot things out there, right? But
yeah,
there's not a lot of cryptids that have their own pop song. So
exactly. You don't see a lot about Champy over there. You don't see Phil Collins doing a amazing drum solo about Champy.
Yeah, and Squonk ain't easy to rhyme, so it's you're really taking your chances having a Squonk song.
They went real calendar in that one.
What do we rhyme with honk?
Squonk.
The horns, they do squonk. They do honk.
Bonk. Squonk bonk.
Oh, there you go. Bonk.
Dylan's got a good one in the chat.
Squonk donk.
I like that. Squonk donk.
Squonk donk.
I feel like that's another way to say like you teabag someone. Like I totally
Squonk
squonk
dunk
dunk
'em.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very Pennsylvania it's a Pennsylvania tea bag.
Hey yo, Tom,
Squonk dunk
I
'em.
squonk donked his forehead.
All right. Let's wrap this thing up. Dan, we can go a little extra innings and do a little cryptid talk, a little more cryptid talk. I have some questions.
Okay. Do you have some additional squonk related questions?
Not squonk related. I'd rather
Okay.
forget the squonk.
Oh,
How dare you? The squonk? I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta say, in terms of cryptids across the country, top 5.
Look,
Top
I have
Easy.
my own cummy nutsack to worry about. Um
Tom Squonk doesn't get enough attention.
But guys, this has been a great one. We're wrapping up our like we mentioned before, we're wrapping up Drinking Across Old Glory, the original 13 colonies. We'll scatter a few in there. We have what 37 more states to do.
Yeah. That's a lot of states. I mean, we have a lot of easy ones. We're gonna get in some flyover ones that are just gonna be
Yeah, I don't think we're going
absolute
to keep going
garbage.
in order. I think we need to list out like states and the accessibility of their beer.
If we see some good beers and like, hey guys, if you're hyper local listeners of the podcast and you're like, hey, you guys should check out this beer from, and it's a state we've never done, like, send in our chats. Like, we're always looking for new beers to try. I mean, we're sick of the same old. I mean, we love you, Pennsylvania, but we've been enjoying a lot of the fruits of your
labor.
here. We need some different states to go to.
Mhm.
Vermont's right around the corner. I mean, I would entertain some ideas that aren't, your Alchemist, your Lawsons, if your Frosts, your Burlingtons. Like if you have a Vermont beer that's easily accessible that not a lot of people are talking about, let us know.
Yeah. Next week we're getting back to our roots, Dan.
Oh, what are we doing?
Next week we have we have a brewer on.
What?
We have a brewer on the episode next week. Dan doesn't check the chats. So next week we are going to have our old buddy Richie Tevlin on from Space Cadet Brewing. That's what it is. His new venture.
That's next week.
That is next week, Dan. Next week we're going to have Richie Tevlin from formerly of Victory. His new venture is Space Cadet. So we're going to be talking. We're going to be trying his newly released beer. We're gonna be talking about some things. We're gonna be talking Space Cadet. It's gonna be old school. It's gonna be old school episode.
Going back to to our roots.
Yeah, going back to our roots. And then I think I have an idea for an old school episode 2. We haven't done in a while. After Richie, so be on the lookout for the next couple episodes.
I hate pumpkin everything except for this cold brew from fucking Starbucks.
So be on the lookout for that. Tune in next week. Greg, thank you for hopping on with us. Thank you for being our curator for these cryptids. Hopefully we keep doing more of these states and we can throw up the bat signal like, hey Greg, we need a cryptid. We need we need a Nebraska cryptid.
keep me informed on what states you guys are doing, a week beforehand.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
No pressure. Hey, the night before I'm like, yo, bro. I'm like that guy in the group back in high school in the group project where you're just like, hey man, just join it late.
How's it going? We good? No, this is fun. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for letting me
What do you
squonk about squonks.
And,
plug,
and you're
plug
planning
the,
to well, I was gonna say you're planning to do some cryptid talk yourself with Stabby Pod, right?
It's possible. It's possible. 'Cause we had nothing announced yet, but there could be a
Ooh.
monthly cryptid show.
Yeah, guys, if you
Um,
enjoy cryptid talk on this, I mean, head on over to Stabby Pod, give him a follow, and
plug
be on the lookout
away,
for
Greg.
some announcements.
Yeah, well, I'm co-host on Stabby Stabby. It's a movie podcast. We mostly focus on obscure horror, but we also do exploitation and thrillers and 80s boner comedies. Anything that kind of seems interesting to talk about and fun to talk about. We just kicked off Sellout October for October. We're going to talk about more well-known movies. So we just released an episode
Jamie
about
Lee Curtis.
what was that?
A lot of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Maybe. Do we have anything with her this month? I don't think we do. We've done Halloween though. But we kicked it off with Pumpkinhead today, and we're not announcing it till Wednesday, but your episode comes out technically on Wednesday. So
Yeah, Wednesday night.
the next week episode will be Final Destination.
Ooh.
So something everybody's probably seen. It's not the one with the log truck, which
Ooh.
has ruined the lives of a lot of people. But
Yeah, I can't drive behind any of those cars anymore.
As soon as I get behind one, my wife's like, change lanes.
Change lanes now. Go
Got it.
faster. Go faster.
If Devin Sawa has taught me anything, it's don't drive behind the log truck.
that's just like the one thing everybody knows is that log truck. No matter if you like horror movies or not, you know that log truck scene.
It was in the trailer. It was like the big point of the trailer.
It was horrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we release new episodes every Monday. And follow us on Instagram at StabbyPod, STABBYPOD. I don't post a lot unless I'm drinking. So
You're my favorite Monday night podcast when I'm making dinner.
I appreciate it.
Mondays is my making dinner night, and like I sit there, I get the podcast out on the counter, I'm prepping, I'm drinking, I'm just listening to Stabby, man. I love the new story arc, guys. If you're gonna dive in, I mean, they have a ton of great episodes, but this season has been awesome. Since January, you guys have swung into a story arc that has captivated me, man.
Yeah, we're losing track of the lore at this point of what
You
we're
guys
doing.
go full anthology.
Well, it's like so the story is that we fell down a well and now we're trapped down a well. But then I dug through a wall and we found an underground like Blockbuster. It's Mole Man's movie hole, and it's run by an anthropomorphic naked mole rat named Mole Man.
Not Hans Mole Man from The Simpsons.
That's not Hans Mole Man. But
it's a lot less clothes and a lot less hair.
Yeah. We've dug
it's
around.
Actually Squonk, honestly.
Yeah.
Very wonky.
So yeah, we're hoping to introduce some new characters coming up. We recently found a sentient severed hand. That's now our friend. His name's Handy, obviously. We're just it's all free form. We have no idea where the story's going when we start the episode or what we're going to talk about. So but it's just kind of it's story on the beginning and end, and in the middle we just talk about a movie. So if you think of it like Mystery Science Theater kind of thing,
very Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
And you guys like
super entertaining.
Yeah, it's super entertaining. You guys have like really honed in on a format that it's awesome. I'm happy
with it.
I wait for every single one because I want to know what's going to happen in the mystical movie store in the well.
I was so apprehensive when Dan was like, he's like, we should switch it up. We should try like to do this.
We should do it in a
story
sex
thing.
dungeon.
And I'm just like, we were in that sex dungeon for way too long in the show.
You know what? It's
but
just
it was
enough.
It came
right around P. Diddy too,
which
was like it was amazing that you guys were in a mystical sex dungeon filled with dildos, and then P. Diddy got busted.
Yeah, it might have been better. Like we record like 3 weeks before the episode comes out, so like
the synchronicities are insane.
It still works, yeah. But hey, that's the whole supernatural aspect of the world. Everything's
the sounds of Dan slipping on dildos while P. Diddy is getting busted for baby oil and dildos. I mean, you guys,
you
guys predicted the whole thing. You guys are like the Simpsons.
I think we're just weird perverts
Stabby did it
as well. So
Stabby did it.
But yeah, check us out Instagram, StabbyPod. Follow us and I don't know, download an episode. There's probably a movie you'd enjoy somewhere.
I love it, and I love having access to the discography to watch it afterwards.
Yep. Everything we've covered is up there for you.
I love it, and then some, Greg.
And then a lot more. I think there's like 2,100 movies on there. Yeah, almost.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week. If you're in the chat, stick around. We still have some more conversation to have with Greg. Check us out next week. We'll be back with a brewer, trying beer that you can't get anywhere yet. Yeah, this has been Best Friends Podcast, episode 231.
We out.
See. Audio is done.
Oh man, did you guys? I don't know if it came through on the microphone, but as he said, like, follow us on StabbyPod. Did anyone else hear my dog howl in its sleep upstairs?
No.
Dude. He goes, yeah, just follow us at StabbyPod. Oh, and I was like sitting there,
Perfect.
just like looking up the steps. I'm like, is my dog okay? I had to like take off my headphones for a second. I'm like, is this coming through like on something else? My dog up there having a nightmare, just like screaming. I'm like, well, it goes nice with the StabbyPod song.
Nice.
Good
Are
to-
you guys going to a Richie's thing? Like at, was it Mutt Bar? What is it?
The Boozy Mutt, probably
Yeah.
not
Boozy
the
Mutt.
Boozy Mutt. I'm gonna do he's gonna do another one in Trap.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. I'm gonna
I'm
get
gonna
out
go
there
to
for
the-
that.
I think I might go to the
probably
trap
one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot closer. You want you want to ride there, Greg?
Yeah, if your stereo's in.
Oh, stereo's installed. Hey, it's got YouTube on there too. We can watch videos.
Oh, nice.
I think I can download Plex. I'll try.
There you go.
We're gonna get
You got a
we're gonna
block
get
installed.
hey, yeah, dude. We're gonna get real ready for this beer release.
Mm.
I got the Peter North folder ready to go.
You guys have only mentioned male porn stars.
Of the 80s, yes.
Yeah, because they were the dynamos.
Yeah.
You even go Ron Jeremy, the easiest one.
Yeah,
Oh, I mean, that's
come on, he's
low
canceled.
hanging fruit.
Literally low hang.
Literally. Did he die?
Yeah, I think he died.
He
Didn't he?
he died in jail, right?
Did he die? He might
Is
not.
he
have.
dead?
I don't think he died.
I think
He's
still
got
alive.
like dementia or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he
it.
ain't good.
Oh man.
Ron Jeremy is not dead.
He was jailed, but they released him
They were
for
because
incurable neurocognitive decline.
Yeah.
Well, he's been literally coming his brains out for 20 years.
And the thing, like, that's like you spend all those years. He was active until 2018 as a male
Performer? That's insane.
Yeah, male performer.
Insane, man.
You spend all those years and now you can't remember it.
Damn.
I mean, the punishment fits the crime.
Man, he had the mileage of a Toyota Camry. Like, seriously.
Yeah, he really did.
He got one. He was like a Volvo that got one of those stickers on the back. It was like the 100,000 mile club. He's like, you've been ripping.
Greg, is Pennsylvania's Bigfoot any different from any of the other Bigfoots?
No, it's basically the same kind of Bigfoot.
What's the sea monster? Because we're a pretty landlocked state.
It's what is the name? The Racetown Ray.
Yeah, the Racetown Ray.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
I don't like the sound of it.
Offhand. Let's get a cryptid wiki and check it out.
Racetown Ray.
Get that Ray
Cryptid
pulled up. I'll be right back.
Crypto wiki. Not what I was expecting. Kind of looks like Cloverfield.
I mean, that one picture does, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's basically just a Loch Ness monster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just copy pasted Loch Ness monster.
Yep.
I'm a herbivore. Yeah, sightings, Raystown. Where Raystown Lake? Where's Raystown Lake?
I have no idea.
Which I don't understand. Like these lakes, like you can drag most of these and know if if something's there.
I mean, I agree. I mean, Loch Ness is pretty huge and very
Yeah.
deep, but
Ray's Town.
You're probably fine. You'll find it.
It's a little bit. It's in between Harrisburg and Johnstown.
Okay. Huh. I mean, you think
it's just east of the world famous Horseshoe Curve.
Oh, should have known. That's a gimme right there.
Yeah, Dylan, isn't there a Loch Ness monster in Pennsylvania? I remember fact or faked an episode in PA to find it.
Yeah, I am
Spoiler
assuming
alert,
it
they probably didn't find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got werewolves, we got Bigfoots, we got, I don't know, probably witches somewhere. It's tough for me to, like, there was, I forget which state it was. They had a witch as one of the cryptids, and to me, a witch isn't a cryptid.
No, that's it's somebody who's been poisoned by wheat and are having hallucinations.
Yeah. Do you agree, Dan? Witches aren't cryptids.
Yeah, that's like a monster. That's like Frankenstein or like a vampire.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's a monster. It's usually like
it's usually like a bored, like
a
extreme left-wing housewife that likes crystals.
Well, it's probably
a
not
different
even
kind of witch.
It's a woman of the time who has declined the advances of a man in the village, and he went, "God damn it, that is a witch."
She doesn't want my hog. She doesn't want to crank my hog. She has to be a witch.
I mean, I can get down on that. Yeah, if she's not down to crank the hog, then that is a bona fide witch if I've ever seen one.
That sounds like one of Greg's vintage.
Tie a cinder block to her ankle, throw her in the river. If she floats out, she's a witch. If not,
more weight.
Punishment meets the crime.
What was that? The not Scarlet Letter. It was the Crucible. When the guy's like, more weight.
So that that's our cryptid lore, is like the squonk is like the top of the totem pole.
I mean,
it's the top for Greg, and honestly,
yeah.
Greg's affinity for the squonk just makes me love the squonk even more. The way it like warms Greg's heart when he's just like, when you see him talk about a squonk, it's like he's talking about his wife.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I call her a little squonk, but
you're like, how's my little squonky doing?
Yeah, he's just like, he's interesting because he's different.
He is very different than
very different.
Run of the mill.
Like that, it is a uniquely Pennsylvania creature.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it's more interesting, because he's not quite a one-off, not like, oh, he was only seen once or twice. And his story is like interesting and fun. I love the fact that he just constantly cries. Like, that's hilarious.
Like that's his defense mechanism.
Yeah, and like we were talking before recording, like it's really hitting the, like, I think actually just like millennials, where it's just like everything is the saddest and like life is absolutely abysmal for us.
Yeah.
And you can just relate to the squonk.
Yeah, we talked to the squonk is like the poster child for BetterHelp.
Yeah, we are the squonk generation.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
Squonklennial.
Yeah.
Can't own a house, but you can burst into tears. That's fine.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, what do we got from Dylan? Judges from the Salem witch trials have their graves open so they can see all of the people who've come to visit, the people that were killed due to their judgment for eternity.
Jesus, Dylan.
That's kind of deep, I guess.
I'm pretty sure Dylan was in Salem.
Yeah,
not too long.
I think he goes every year.
There, yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
he has.
I've been up there twice. It's awesome.
Him and his spooky girlfriend.
Petty, I like that. Petty Salem.
Yeah, Dylan and Sam are just a spooky couple.
I can't not think of them without thinking of their Halloween costume, where he was the devil from Hocus Pocus and she was Sarah Sanderson.
Which one is that?
That's Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay, nice.
So
Who was-
like it was like
what
the
was the
perfect.
devil?
So he was Gary Marshall's.
Yeah, the devil.
Devil?
Remember that? Yeah,
I don't
the,
remember the
yeah.
devil in Hocus Pocus.
Remember
It was
the
just
old guy
Gary
who was dressed
Marshall,
like the devil?
Yeah, he was. It was a costume.
And he invites the girls in because he thought they just wanted the party, and then his wife comes
Oh
downstairs.
yes, yeah, he's the perverted devil.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean,
I love that we're
that's-
talking about it like it's not a good movie. We covered it, I think, year 1 of Salad October, and it's one of our lowest downloaded episodes.
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I love
is-
that movie. I watch it every year with my
it's
my daughter loves it.
Well, yes, you have a daughter. I was watching it by myself.
Okay.
It's the only time that Sarah Jessica Parker has been remotely
Yep.
not horse witchy.
Yep.
Yeah.
We talked
I
about that on the episode where it's just like, what was the lighting? Because she looks so good at this movie.
Yeah.
It's the eye makeup.
It's the eye makeup.
It's the heavy eye makeup.
Heavy eye makeup. I love the scene where the main character gets so frustrated that he just has to play the drums. It's like one of the best parts of that movie. He's just like, God, I hate my parents. Boo, boo, cha, cha, boo, cha, boo, cha, cha, boo.
Dan's like,
And
I
he-
can relate to this so hard.
And he
I
just-
mean,
he plays like your standard.
Bette
beat.
Midler is fantastic, as she always is. And the one nun from Sister Act is very good in it.
Kathy
Yeah,
and
she-
Jimmy.
Yeah,
she's great in that.
Yeah,
Did you watch the sequel on Disney Plus?
I
I
did.
haven't. I
not
haven't.
It's
good.
awful. It's
Not
awful.
good.
It is god awful. Even like my wife, as a like huge Hocus Pocus fan, was just like, this sucks.
Yeah, I'm a very live and let be kind of guy, and
Yeah.
those sequels, once they pass like that 10-year mark, it's like I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Let's not, some people they might enjoy it, but I'll just enjoy the original.
Yeah. There should be like a statute of limitations for that.
Greg, how do you feel about the new Nosferatu?
I mean, David Eggers
David
makes,
Eggers rules.
like
man.
fantastic movies. I'm excited. I didn't watch the new trailer yet because I don't necessarily need to see any more to want to see it.
Yeah.
We also got like
Exactly.
Terrifier 3's coming out soon, so
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
pretty excited for that.
Do you think it's gonna? I mean, I'm not a big horror movie guy, but as a film major, I was
Jesus Christ.
as a film major, I was forced to see Nosferatu, and I'm almost forced to like Nosferatu. I mean,
as a
Nosferatu-
film majeur, as a film majeur.
as a majeur de cinema.
I just let out the slowest fart while you said that. It's like as a film major.
No, I mean Nosferatu is like a spooky movie.
Mm-hmm.
Eggers rule. He did the Northmen, right? He did that.
Yeah.
I feel like my only critique of Eggers is he just shoehorns Willem Dafoe into everything.
Good.
Here's Willem Dafoe and his huge dong.
It's
love-
better than shoehorning like Johnny Depp in, like Tim Burton does.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of Willem Dafoe, and he plays.
Willem
I mean,
Dafoe's
he's
pretty
an amazing
awesome.
character actor, but man, he like Eggers is like, I got this great idea. But first, Willem Dafoe already signed on. I don't have a part for him yet, but he'll be
Yeah.
in this. The Lighthouse, yes.
Lighthouse is
Dude,
awesome.
I had no
Cool.
interest in the Lighthouse. I bought the Blu-ray. I was like, you know what? I'll just check
It
it out.
rolls.
Fell in love with it. It is
So good.
amazing.
Everything he's done, I feel like I've just been like, God damn.
What are your thoughts on Antichrist?
The real one.
No, not yeah. We're talking about William. Dafoe
Oh,
as
the
Monster
movie
Hog.
Antichrist.
yeah.
It's fine. I don't ever need to watch it again.
It's like a
Um,
one done.
Like
Yeah.
I don't need so much like realistic genital mutilation that I really want to have in my eyes.
And that was the same thing. The time that I was in film school, it was like, Boondock. You guys see Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
and
Boondock is great.
you guys see Antichrist. Like you're not a film major if you don't watch Antichrist. Like, there's a lot of like those art house borderline horror movies.
Yeah.
Not technically horror movies.
Oh, they're
but, like,
elevated horror
yeah.
is the term for people that don't want to admit that they like a horror movie.
It's for big brain horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one my favorite scene from Antichrist, and I think it's probably everybody's favorite scene, is the
baby
the
out the
fox
window.
that says
Yeah.
like chaos reigns, and then it like dissolves and decays.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, it's basically what it was when Homer ate that pepper.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the way for Eggers movies like people feel for like Wes Anderson. He's got like a style about him very similar to like how Wes Anderson's films all have a
Yeah, but
similar.
Wes Anderson fucking rules.
I know, but like I feel the same way about like Eggers and like horror. I feel like he's got a way of making you feel both like uneasy and scared at the same time.
A24 Glazers.
I mean,
What a horror dork thing to say.
I will say, like, Wes Anderson has a very specific cinematography style.
Cinematography style. Yeah,
Yes.
it's very symmetrical.
Yeah,
He
it's
very
center
much,
frame.
Yeah, it very much uses the rule of threes.
Yeah.
Whereas like Eggers has like it's more of like a vibe.
That's what I'm saying.
to it,
Like, but like he has like a style where
It's a
like
very
if you
distinct style.
if you had no idea who, like if you just walked into a room, you're just like, holy shit, it's like an Eggers movie right here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I could see that.
Because I'll walk in and like, I mean, I will say like I'm not the biggest Wes Anderson fan, but I've seen a bunch of his movies. I would know if I just walked in the middle of like a scene and go like, yeah, it's a Wes Anderson.
It's a Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, you just take one random still from any of his movies, you could tell.
Yeah,
yeah. Have you seen the AI Wes Anderson Star Wars movie?
I did. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so weird though. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
It's so good. All of his and it's funny because even like the animation movies he does are
he do
in that style. All the animation movie he do be like that. You know what I'm saying.
I was gonna say like go into that like the song that everybody pulls up on the DJ for Night at the Apollo.
Oh. Let me clear my throat.
Yeah, that was the song. Yeah. That was it. I couldn't do it with my voice. Thank you, Tom.
Greg, have you done Birdemic yet?
No, because it's terrible.
Yes.
But it's like barely fun.
Have
like,
you done?
Do you like Birdemic?
Birdemic was around at the time where I was like, shitty movies can be really fun. Like when The Room came out, and you're like, yes, this is a cinematic masterpiece.
First time I saw Birdemic, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. Second time starts losing its
loses
luster.
its luster.
I feel the same way at The Room though. Like The Room, after a while, I'm just like, man,
dude, I'm done with The Room.
It doesn't hit me. It doesn't hit me the same anymore.
False statement.
I will say, wait, let me correct it. It hits me the same in a theater, but if I'm just at home, you're
with a group, yes, The Room is much more entertaining with a group.
Yeah, it's like Rocky Horror. Like I'm not gonna sit at home and watch Rocky Horror, but in a live theater, like people, I would watch Rocky Horror.
Well, we had Dan on Stabby for Troll 2, and that's like probably gonna be the last time I watch Troll 2. Like I think I'm done with that. I've seen that enough. I actually
rewatched it. It was hilarious.
Did you? It's fine. I've seen it too many
under
times.
Certain substances. That movie fucking rules.
Yeah, that certainly helps. Was that when you drank the Sam Adams Utopias?
No, that was was that? No, that wasn't Troll. I think that had to be the Deep.
Deep Star 6, yeah.
Yeah, Deep Star 6, yeah, because I came in hot for that because I got stuck out in the woods on my bike and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be running late. Like I broke my bike. I had to like hike 3 miles to get out. I came in here covered in mud with 2 beers in my hand. I'm like, let's do this. Let's do a podcast.
Nice.
Have you done Megaforce?
Megaforce. Is that the like post-apocalyptic like Mad Maxy type shit?
It's yes, with BMX bikes.
BMX bikes.
I don't know if I've seen Megaforce.
That's a good gore movie.
All right. You got me at gore. I'm trying to think like what was like
Trying to work
recently.
my way into stab.
What
Like,
you
have
guys?
you thought of it?
Yeah.
Have you done this?
So you're doing the Sellout series now. Like
Yeah.
you guys got some good ones coming up for Sellout that you guys haven't covered yet. You guys have been around for a bit now, so like,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Sellout
that's-
ones are probably getting a little tough.
Yeah, so I think we're only doing like one franchise film. And it's
Okay.
so like we alternate picks. I happen to land in the middle of the month, so I only get one pick this month. But so yeah, we'll do Jason Takes Manhattan.
Perfect.
That's
That's the
Friday-
one with the
Friday.
boxer too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good
when are
one.
you going to do Leprechaun in Harlem?
So Leprechaun was on the short list for the month. Like that and Chucky. We haven't done like a Child's Play movie. But they didn't make the cut. I think we like to end the month, so
Jason Takes Manhattan's up. It's just stellar. Like there's so many fun situations.
it's it's just he's in Manhattan for like 10 minutes of the movie.
Isn't
He's on a
Bill
boat
Paxton
most
in
of it.
there?
Yeah.
No, wait, Bill Paxton?
No, never mind. I'm thinking of Terminator. He was like the punk. I thought he was
Yeah,
a
he
punk.
plays the punk.
I thought he was a punk. I thought he was the punk in Jason Takes Manhattan.
No, when he kicks their boombox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was when I was like, oh, never mind. That was Terminator.
And we're gonna end the month with Ernest Scared Stupid, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect
choice.
ending. Yeah.
I mean, I think we did I think first year we did Hocus Pocus, and then second year I think was like Trick or Treat. Third year might have been Halloween 3.
Yeah. Pour some Miak out for Jim Varney right there.
Jim Varney.
You finish October going into November. How do you not transition with Thanksgiving?
Did we talk about it already?
The greatest opening scene of all time.
It's I had fun with them. I was surprised.
Thanksgiving 1.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it, but I guess we didn't. So maybe we'll have to add that in.
Did you guys talk about Eli Roth's Thanksgiving?
Oh, I got Thanksgiving and Thanksgilling mixed up.
Thanksgilling is
we talked about
the
Thanksgiving
robot
or giving.
turkeys.
Yeah, the animatronic turkey.
Yeah, I think the turkey's like nice tits, bitch.
Yeah,
like right at the beginning.
Greatest opening scene of all time.
And then the sequel is
the Pilgrim Woman.
The sequel's Thanksgiving 3. They skip 2, and I think that's really funny.
Which is, Troll 2. There really is no Troll 1.
There was Troll. It just has nothing to do with the movie. That's all those like, especially Italian films.
Yes.
If you look at like the Demon series, it's all over the place. You got Demons 1 and Demons 2. Then Demons, the Church was potentially going to be Demons 3, but it went with the name The Church. And then there was another movie called The Ogre, which was titled Demons 3. There's like 4 different Demons 3. So it doesn't make any sense. But all those movies are like that. It's what was it? Evil Dead. Was it Evil Dead? No, it was Dawn of the Dead. It was called Zombie over in Italy. But there is a zombie movie, so that movie was called Zombie 2.
Yeah.
It's naming rights across the world is insane, but
yeah.
It's a good time. Do you guys watch horror during October? You big?
I'm not a big my horror is not I'm not a big horror guy. I will watch like camp like sleepaway camp is
Love
like
it.
my kind of horror.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if you guys have ever done one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Chopping Mall.
We didn't do Chopping Mall, mainly because it's more popular. I mean, I love it. Yeah.
Is it more popular?
It's super popular now. I mean, we did Blood
Chopping
Diner,
Mall
which has kind of the same similar
It got like
vibe.
a cult following.
It's a cult,
later. Yeah.
It's a huge and now is like as we are in our new kind of story and our new format, like that's a movie that could be added because it's possible Dan hasn't seen it yet. Dan grew up like super sheltered, so he's missed out on a lot of films. Like Pumpkinhead, this was the first time he ever saw it.
No shit, really?
So yeah, it's fun to like introduce him to this stuff and get his reaction to stuff that I've seen a dozen times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's October's fun because of that reason.
I do enjoy I watch a lot of like the horror stuff that comes out. I do like, I don't know if he has anything coming out this year, but like Flanagan when he does his little series and stuff,
Mhm.
I thought he always had a really good eye for like sad horror. Like it's
Yeah,
just
Flanagan's phenomenal.
like the last one was The Island that he did, Midnight Mass. And
Mm.
man, Midnight Mass just made me sad. It was horror, like filled, but man, I was just sad at the end.
I think House of Usher was last.
That was it. Fall of the House. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he did that with the Edgar Allan Poe stories. I mean, he is a spectacular like
Mhm.
storyteller. I think he grabs like the human element of fright, but also just like deep, utter sadness.
Yeah. It's funny because like I'll talk to Dylan in like the group chat and he'll talk about the new movies. He sees movies constantly.
Oh, yeah.
And I never see new stuff anymore. Like I just don't get out to the theater. So I just mostly watch like 70s, 80s, 90s trash. And I feel bad because I'd like to talk about new movies more, but wait till they're on VOD, I guess.
Yeah.
And you get it pretty quick because man, I literally just go on your Plex and be like, hey, he's got this movie. Sweet.
Yeah, what's hitting tomorrow? VOD is gonna be Strange Darlings. Comes out tomorrow. I heard that's phenomenal.
Strange. That was with
Kyle Gallner.
I
It
thought I
got
saw
really good reviews.
Yeah.
Dylan said he loves found footage. I also love found footage. Blair Witch is like it's fine. But I'm trying to think. We just covered The Last Broadcast, which I really, really wanted to like because it supposedly was like about the Jersey Devil, and it's not. Like they get lost in the like Pine Barrens, and that's about it.
I think I tried to watch that one. I don't know which one I like sent. Oh, Yellow Brick Road. I watched.
Yeah, I need to watch that. I heard
That's like a found
really
footage style kind of one because they're out in the woods, like filming a documentary about like this like village that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting found footage.
Found footage is fun. Especially like it's scarier. Or at least it causes like more anxiety because it feels more realistic. And if like the acting is good enough, it feels like Frogman. Frogman wasn't a scary movie, but it's found footage. And it's about the Loveland Frogman. Which so when you guys get to Ohio, I'll talk about Frogman.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dylan right here. VHS.
Dude, yeah. I heard it's awesome.
Mike Flanagan's got something on that.
Yeah. It's a like an anthology, and I think it's sci-fi based.
Oh, that is awesome!
Excited for that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Flanagan could do no wrong for me. I feel like I haven't seen anything that I hated from. I think every single thing he put out on Netflix I thought was great. Even like the Midnight Club, the kids, like that, like Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like Goosebumps. It had elements of like. That Are You Afraid of the Dark, like Goosebumps style, like anthology where they told different stories of like horror and I don't know, and it all culminated at the end. It all related to each other, which was cool.
Nice,
but it had that like, did you watch that at all yet? The Midnight Club?
Nope.
It's pretty good. It's like Are You Afraid of the Dark, but everybody is dying of cancer or something.
Oh Jesus!
So it's a group of kids.
Sounds like a great time, Dan.
It's a group of kids in hospice, and it's like they're Are You Afraid of the Dark? They get together and tell scary stories.
That's super depressing.
Mike Flanagan. Well, dude, Mike Flanagan could tell a story. You're just like, shit, this sucks. But then you're like, I'm gonna keep watching this.
Oh yeah, and he's taken over The Exorcist.
I know. I can't wait for that, man.
That's the only reason I would check it out. Like, Exorcist is a near perfect film.
Yeah,
and it's there's no reason, like the sequels weren't good. There's no reason to do a reboot.
He's gonna fix it like Fede Alvarez fixed Aliens.
That's coming out soon, I think. It's coming out mid-October.
It's gonna be a VOD soon, man. That was a beautiful film, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I miss it in the theater.
Some of the scenes were just so good.
His Evil Dead was great.
Oh yeah, here. This is good. You recommended this to me. For me to keep on the horror track. The First Omen was spectacular.
It shouldn't have been. It was
shouldn't
so
have been.
good.
It had no reason to be good, and it was good.
It had like it felt like an Omen movie, but it also had like
It felt like an
vibes of
80s Omen movie
well,
too.
yeah, it felt like it had vibes of like this, like Suspiria, like Argento's Suspiria. Like especially a couple shots in the city were so beautiful and so well shot. Yeah, I that movie had no right to be good at all, and it blew us away.
When you told me that the next day, I put it on. I'm like, I mean, if this is new horror and Stabby's got his mark on it, I'm like, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, it's worth checking out if you haven't, especially if you like religious horror, which is kind of my jam. The
Yeah.
Pope's Exorcist, the dumbest movie in the world. I had so much fun with it.
Really, I have it like I had it bookmarked because I'm like, I have to watch it. Like
Yeah,
that's the one with
it's-
Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
don't confuse it with like Exorcism. He's in like another Exorcist movie. But the Pope's Exorcist is the really goofy, fun one.
I'm really into religious horror ever since Sydney Sweeney got into it. So
Yeah. What was her Immaculate? That was
you guys did it,
pretty
didn't you?
good.
Did you guys do an episode for it?
I don't know. We might have.
I thought you guys did Immaculate.
We could it wasn't like the main movie.
I'm a few episodes back, and I thought I saw you guys did Immaculate.
There's a
No,
good
you
chance
did the convent. You did the convent.
Well, oh yeah, the convent. Yeah, that was it's fun.
Because I
Um,
clicked on it, I was like, wait a second, is this the Immaculate? And I was like, oh, never mind, it's not. I wanted to see if you guys did it.
Yeah, I could have sworn we actually might have talked about it, but it's not showing up in the list here. Yeah, I mean, for a while we were doing like multiple movies, and now we're just kind of back on our bullshit, just like talking
Yeah.
about whatever happens. Like if we can speed through a movie in like 40 minutes, we'll talk about something else. But I don't want to like rush through something to just talk
Yeah,
about.
you don't want to like
something new.
besmirch especially like a good like I can't believe you guys dissected the Skeleton Key very well. That one,
I didn't
like,
even want to watch that movie.
it was a terrible movie, but you guys made it interesting where I kind of wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah, it was
One, I had no idea Skarsgård was in it.
Yeah, Dan picked that. He's in like a 2000s kick right now. So probably see more and more stuff like that. But yeah, he suggested that. I was like, that's not a stabby movie. I don't want to watch it. And then I was, I guess, pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed it more than I expected. Still not a very good movie, but it is what it is. Like I bring them garbage. So what the one we covered, Leaf Jonker's Darkness.
Jonkers.
I believe it's pronounced Yonker, but
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it was so amazing. It was made for like $200. They shot it over like weekends for like 2 years.
Yep.
It's basically like a kid making this movie. And the vampire effects, like when they're dying at the end, were so fun. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Like I think we just did The Dead Next Door. Is that what it was called? Another low budget. Sam Raimi produced, which is
that The Dead Don't Die? Is that the one with Bill Murray?
No, it's called The Dead Next Door. The Dead. Did you see The Dead Don't Die?
No, it's up there. Like
It's fine. It's fine.
I actually watched. It wasn't like it was horror adjacent, but the one about it was like a wolf man. And it had had that one. It had the black dude that was in a couple of those movies with
Daniel.
Bill Murray. I'm trying to remember his name.
Winston?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Ernie Hudson.
Ernie
Jesus Christ.
He's in a couple Bill Murray movies.
It was like it was a werewolf movie, but the werewolf wasn't like a werewolf. It was actually a guy. Werewolf by Night, I think it was called.
Oh, that's the Marvel movie.
Or no, it wasn't Werewolf by Night. What was it called?
That was really good too, though.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night was awesome.
Yeah.
I like Marvel horror needs to keep doing that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what movie you're talking about. Werewolf with Bill Murray?
Well, no, it had this.
Are you thinking Teen Wolf, Dan?
No,
That was that was not Bill Murray.
man, what was it called?
Is it newer?
Yeah, it was newer.
Wolf of Snow Hollow? I think you recommended that to me.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. what was that? Werewolves Within. Where is that? Is that the one where it's like there's a sheriff, like a new sheriff or whatever, and like a post mail.
Oh yeah, that
Like-
is it. Yeah.
Werewolves Within. Yeah, that's
Yep.
super fun.
Yeah, Werewolves Within is awesome. It's like Clue meets a werewolf movie.
Yeah, it's a
'Cause,
werewolf
like, you're trying to
whodunit, yeah,
it's a werewolf whodunit. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's
That's
based
the one.
on the board game, where like you're playing and 3 people. You know, if you have a big group, it's like 3 people are werewolves, and each round everyone has to close their eyes. The werewolves pick who to kill. Yeah, and so it. They did the movie version of that really well.
Yeah, that Sam Richardson guy. I think he's in the zombie movie with I thought he was in the zombie movie with Bill Murray, wasn't he?
He might be. I haven't seen it in years. The Dead Don't Die.
Yeah. I thought he was in The Dead Don't Die. Maybe
Saw
not.
that
I
at
don't know.
the Colonial in like the basement theater. It's pretty cool.
No, it was a good one though. Yeah. Werewolves Within. Good whodunit.
Yeah,
Werewolf
that's
one.
fun. Check that out, Tom. It's funny.
Sounds fun.
And it's got the girl from the
I can get
AT&T
down with that.
commercials.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, she's
now you're speaking my language.
yeah,
Yeah.
she
You talking Lily?
yeah. Lily's looking good in it too.
Dude, 24-hour horizon at the Colonial. I did it the first time it was there. I did it in Philly a bunch of times. But
Well, I was gonna say,
sitting
you
in the
have your
Colonial for
horror,
24 hours makes me want to die.
Yeah, you have
I'm
your
not-
horror marathon coming up for
Yeah.
this weekend.
Saturday, 12 hours.
Are you doing
At
it
8
for the podcast?
We might talk about it. But it's my 10th year I'm holding it. It's just at my house. Bunch of friends. 8 movies, starts at 10 a.m. It's gonna be good.
Whew. Yeah, that's crazy. That is a.
I do two marathons a year. One horror in October, one just like an anything goes in March.
He's actually got some amazing barbecue catering coming this year.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dan,
I get some.
can
I got to talk to Tom. I have to figure that out.
Dan, I have some
Excuse me.
bad news for you.
I'm losing.
You're losing by 2 points. Kenneth Walker has 3 touchdowns and 31 points on your bench.
Oh, bench regret. Oh, hardcore bench regret right now.
80 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Lad McConkey, Kevin Walker. Bench regret. If Tony Pollard he's in the red zone right now.
He could punch it in.
Yeah, you're beating me in the bar league right now. So
Yep.
But
if-
2 minutes warning, they're on the 3. They could punch it in with Tony Pollard.
ooh, that could make you lose though in the other league.
Hey,
Did they
man.
punch it in?
Yeah, because I have Pollard. I'm playing Dan.
Yeah, I'm not a big like these like newfangled horror movies with like the psychological stuff, and like I like campy, like I like unnecessary gore.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like
Club
I can get
Dread.
into like I can get into like like Chopping Mall is great because it's just unnecessary gore. Just
Thanksgiving's the same way, I think, too.
it's gore for gore's sake.
Yeah,
It like that
I mean that's what the '80s were all about.
yeah, I mean even Terrifier is just like how gory can we get?
But that's basically like paying
Terrifier's not
homage to the '80s.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
it's not scary, it's just gory.
Terrifier 1, I didn't like it very much. Like Art the Clown
No.
is cool, but the first Terrifier, my
Second
opinion,
Terri-
not very good. Second one was
No.
phenomenal.
Terrifier 2 is the only reason to watch that series.
Yeah,
It's like Weekend at Bernie's, too. You could just skip the first one.
perfect
Right.
movie.
Exactly.
God, I love that. But that's the kind of shit we did Weekend at Bernie's on Stabby Stabby. It's basically a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
always say, like, whenever I see a sequel that's better than the first one, I call it the Weekend at Bernie's effect,
Nice.
where like the second one's better. I mean, people often say like, you know, Empire Strikes Back is the real perfect sequel, but Weekend at Bernie's too.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
sequel. Yeah. Yeah. Silverman really hit his stride. You know, it's a perfect sequel. When it outshines Aliens, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, perfect sequel.
The
Sure.
problem with Aliens is it's like a different genre than the first. Like,
Yeah, it becomes an
Alien was
action
like
movie.
claustrophobic horror, and Aliens. I mean, don't get me wrong, Aliens is still phenomenal. And great.
Alien was Jaws in space.
Yeah,
Alien was a
That's how
haunted
we
house
pitched
in
it, yeah.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jaws in space. It's you don't see the villain or the monster until the end. Uh-oh.
You see him start to finish. You see him little. You see him big.
Well,
You see the flashes of it.
glimpses,
It's very Jaws.
glimpses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I said, I'm not like a scary movie person. It's like I was very traumatized by the original found footage movie, Blair Witch Project.
No, not Cannibal Holocaust.
Not Cannibal Holocaust. No, Blair Witch Project traumatized me as a kid. Just because I remember watching that and being like, this is real, first of all.
Yeah.
And
This
we
is
had
not-
so many abandoned homes around our area too,
What
like in
was-
the woods.
And it wasn't even that. My head was like, that's in Maryland. That's like right there.
Yeah.
And a supernatural witch that can like kill people can travel to my house in Delco in like that.
And she
Yeah.
will.
And she will. She loves trapping kids. If
She'll
I'd
see
learned
my
anything from
supple
this
Irish
movie-
body and go for it.
Yes, yeah. I was terrified by that movie.
Yeah.
I was
a soft, supple Irishman, Delco.
I was
Right.
the exact mark that they were going for with those trailers.
My brothers were going to see it, and I don't. What year did they come out? Like
That
93?
it was before I moved out here. That was probably like 2000. It had to be like 99, 2000.
99. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was 16. So I was way too old to be scared. But like,
What'd you got, Dan? You got a Tud? Tony Pollard Tud?
Tony Pollard, Tuddy.
Wow.
yeah. Now that put me up 4 points over you in the other league. So just saying,
God
celebrate
damn it.
one side.
Well, we got
Dan's undefeated in one league.
we got 12:49 left in the fourth quarter with David Montgomery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he could
you know,
go ahead.
David
I remember
Montgomery.
my brothers going, and I had seen the trailers, and it's like, yeah, this is all real. If you watch this movie, you're probably gonna die. And I was like, I don't want to see this fucking movie. But I went, and I was like, oh, it actually wasn't that scary.
Yeah, I think I was like trying to think 11 or 12 at the time. And that
makes
was
sense.
like, yeah, that was prime, like, and like they're way before the internet. Not well, I mean, well, not way before the internet, but like before the internet was like prime.
Yeah, you didn't have it on your phone,
Right. That was like it was like the best marketed movie. It's
Mhm.
like, this is we found these tapes.
Yeah.
This is we were looking for these missing reporters forever, and we found these tapes. And look at this supernatural bullshit that happened.
There's like a nice theory about what actually happens in the Blair Witch. Like, you never see the ghost or the witch.
No.
But the story is that like the one guy is the ex-boyfriend of the main girl, and he brought along a friend that she didn't even know was going. It basically, the theory is that they were bringing her out there to murder her. And there are like little like things that you could say like, oh, you know what, like that kind of links up with that theory. It's kind of fun to watch it from that perspective.
I'm going to fall into a rabbit hole of Blair Witch theories. That's what I do now, Greg. This is my life.
Yep. Sorry.
I'm going to
He's
get
gonna
that
go
now.
full Alex Jones. He's like, the Blair Witch has turned the frogs gay.
Yeah, now my YouTube algorithm is just going to be all Blair Witch theories.
And white Jamaicans.
British Jamaicans.
Skinamarink. I need to watch that too.
I heard that. See, and that's like a movie I'm not Never gonna watch. Never gonna watch it.
Just, no, thank you.
I don't want to be scared. I don't want to be sitting around going.
I do want to catch Long Legs. I want to see
Yeah, that's
Nicolas
what I need to
Cage
watch.
in his horror get up that he's got going on.
No,
I'm trying to not let social media ruin it for me, but I've seen some pictures and I'm a little frightened.
Nicolas Cage peaked with Renfro.
Renfro was pretty good.
That was it. He should have retired after that.
That was Nicholas Hoult, that vampire movie with him in it. Yeah. Kind of like Warm Bodies, but vampires.
That was that was a lot of fun.
It was really good.
Yeah.
The death scenes were spectacular in that.
He was a great Dracula.
Oh yeah, he was spectacular as Dracula.
Yeah, he should have retired. Honestly, he should have retired after The Rock, but that's neither here nor there.
And it's
I was gonna say,
I was like, what? I was like, that's
Renfield,
not the name of the movie.
Renfro, yeah, Renfro.
but I knew
I'm thinking of Hunter
what you were talking
Renfro. Renfield, yes.
about.
I was halfway there.
That was fun. That was a pretty fun, gory movie as well.
I was gonna say tons of gore in that movie.
Abigail as well. That was a good vampire gore.
That's on Peacock. I was gonna watch that one day. I love that the one dude that's in that movie. He was in
Dan Stevens.
he was in the vampire show on FX.
Oh,
not Dan Stevens, not Legion, not Dan Stevens.
Okay.
Legion.
No,
I'm
you're
thinking
of
he's a good character actor. He was in
tall dude.
Yeah,
he was in Lost for a little bit.
Was he in Lost?
Was he
Played
in Lost?
the Russian and Lost.
He did play the Russia, I think.
Yeah, I know. I don't know his name. He was in The Strain.
The Strain. That's it. Yes, The Strain. I was trying to remember the name of the vampire show, but yeah, he was in The Strain. He's a great character actor in everything he does.
Yeah, he's good.
So Abigail, I saw he was in it. Yeah, Dan Stevens. Yeah, he's Legion, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I feel bad. Well, I don't necessarily feel bad. I wouldn't want to spoil it that it's like a vampire movie, but the trailers spoiled it immediately.
Yeah, spoiled it immediately. Yeah, Kevin Durand is the
man.
Yeah, he was Fred Dukes in X-Men. He played the Blob.
That's right.
He was Little John in Russell Crowe's Robin Hood.
I never got around to that one.
No.
I never did either. I think who else did Robin Hood?
Mel Brooks.
No, I was going to say no other Robin Hoods have existed after Men in Tights.
I love.
I was going to say I don't recognize any of them after Men in Tights.
You could just say any Mel Brooks movie.
Oh, I was thinking of King Arthur. I was thinking of what's his name doing the guy who did Snatch.
Oh, Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Guy Ritchie did that. He didn't do a Robin Hood, did he? Was there a Robin Hood he did?
Yeah, he was going. Mm-hmm. No, wait, no. Are you think Jamie Foxx was in a Robin Hood with Taron Egerton?
Yeah,
but I don't think that's
Egerton was it wasn't that King Arthur?
He did. Guy Ritchie did a King Arthur.
Yeah, he did King Arthur.
Taron Egerton. When you said Robin Hood, recent Robin Hood, I was like Taron Egerton, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking
he's
about.
He's
that
anything
wasn't
British anymore.
But that wasn't Guy Ritchie though.
I don't think so.
It wasn't. I just looked it up.
Yeah, Aladdin was Guy Ritchie.
Yeah,
just absolutely. I mean, I'm never going to watch that, but that's insane that he did that.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
You could tell he did it with the Bazaar though. When you if you watch it, like, did you watch it with
No.
Your family won't watch it?
No.
We watched it.
You won't allow them to watch it.
Yeah, the scenes where Aladdin's running through the bazaar, you could tell it's very Guy Ritchie filmed, like that parkour like style there.
Nice. I mean, that's fun, but I don't know. Just watch the cartoon.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Robin Williams, peak.
Oh yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so much to do with these remakes anymore.
Oh yeah.
Well, you gotta have IP to sell tickets, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you don't like a lot of the movies that actually hit big are not franchise films.
Well, it's like who's going to theaters anymore?
Yeah. Dylan goes to theaters a lot,
Yes,
but
he does.
what was the last one? Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine. That was like the last movie I saw in the theater.
I thought about it, and then they were like, Disney was like, hey, in a month it's going to be on Disney Plus, and I was like,
It
all
hits
right, I'll
tomorrow.
I'll
Yeah.
just
on
watch
VOD.
I think
it
Alien
on my way home.
Romulus hits shortly too.
I think
in a week.
like mid-month. I think Romulus comes out.
Romulus was the last movie I saw.
The last movie I saw was Oppenheimer.
Oof.
Yeah.
I will say,
I saw Barbie instead.
I was gonna say that and Alien
was great.
have, like the two
Probably a
best
better
movies
choice,
I've
to
seen
be
in theaters. Honestly, I picked some good ones like that and Oppenheimer. Like Alien Romulus and Oppenheimer, the two best films I've seen in the theaters in, I would say, over 20 years.
Yeah.
To be honest, I probably wouldn't have been even seen Oppenheimer if they weren't like, it was shot on 35 millimeter. Like, you have to see it in IMAX. It's like, all right, I'll do it for that.
I guess.
You know what? I was so upset because I was running late to it, so I was like racing to get there that I didn't partake in anything beforehand. And then like as soon as everything started blowing up, I'm glad I didn't. Like the anxiety I would have had in that movie.
And
Like,
then,
dude, everything was so crazy in
Mm.
35 millimeter.
everything blew up, and then we're like, yes, like that's awesome. What a great ending. And then we're like, oh, we have another hour left. Oh my god. What?
We're gonna. It's gonna be a
This
bunch
is
of old men talking.
Why?
Well, it was a bunch of old men talking, but every now and then they would have something blow up. They're like to wake you up. He'd be like in the middle of his
Why is Peaky Blinders naked right now?
Yeah,
Like,
in the
what
middle
are
of
we
his
doing here.
in the middle of his deposition, you'd be like, and all of a sudden something would blow up.
It's like that. There's an Orson Welles film, I think. I'm not sure which one. But they were worried that the audience would be bored or fall asleep. So there's like just this random bird that just squawks super loud and has nothing to do with the story. That's filmmaking right there.
I mean, Orson Welles was a genius well before his time.
But yeah, it's theater. The theater's tough to get to. It's got to be worth my time.
Yeah,
to go.
I understand. Yeah, I agree 100%.
But
Furiosa was awesome in IMAX, so like I'm glad we saw that. But
I don't know what changed because like
Furiosa was great. I thought it was a good movie.
Obviously, it was like COVID was a big thing, but like before then, I was like, man, there were movies I'd be like, okay, I got to go to the theater to. Is it just streaming now because streaming is so prevalent? It's like movies are out for 2 weeks and they're like, it's going to be on the streaming service.
I mean,
yeah, I feel like everything comes out a lot faster.
It's for me, it's partly that, but it's also like people are horrible.
Yeah,
and like they have no respect for like the movie going experience. They're on their phone constantly. They're talking. Like I'm an old man, but it's if you're paying it, and tickets aren't cheap.
No.
Like seeing a movie in IMAX is like $30. And you're just going to be on your phone the whole time. It makes no sense to me, and it just I don't want to put up with that. So I'll either like leave work early or take a day off and go see a movie I want to see during the day because no one's there.
But here's the thing too, is like I think the other thing is like the home experience has become so much like I have a 65-inch TV and surround sound.
Yeah.
Like watching it at home is like I'll just like you said, I'll watch it at home and not have to deal with any of these shitty people.
I'm saving for a 130-inch like ultra short throw projector with like a self-rising. It's like $6,000, but like I want a like actual theater. Like I have a 65-inch TV, it's fine. But having a giant actual screen with a projector, that's
They're gonna
my
ship
dream.
it over to you in a crate like King Kong.
I hope so. It's gonna have a what is it from
I was thinking Raiders of the Lost Ark when the crates. I was like, what did they say there? It's being handled by. It was like top secret people.
No, there's the in Dead Alive, the early Peter Jackson gore film. There was that monkey that scratched the woman and she turned into a zombie. And then in Godzilla, or not Godzilla, I'm sorry, King Kong, like his remake, there was a crate that was like had the monkey's name labeled on it. Like they were shipping that. It's a callback to his like gore film. Peter Jackson's awesome.
Yes. Early
saying.
Peter Jackson was
Frighteners like a motherfucker.
Oh, God, I love Frighteners.
I love Frighteners.
I just saw that in 35 millimeter a couple years ago at the Colonial. It was super fun.
Did you guys ever do Meet the Feebles?
It's abysmal, and I love it.
It's amazing. And it's Peter Jackson. It's just, Dan, have you ever seen Meet the Feebles?
I never saw Meet the Feebles.
It's like Dirty Muppets.
Yeah, I was introduced to it by none other than Gene Burleigh's younger brother. Yeah.
Matt.
Yes, Matt Burleigh of the Tired Hands dynasty. Yeah, he gave me that DVD, and that was something else. He was like, "This is the same guy that did Lord of the Rings," and I was like, "No."
Supposedly, he's remastering Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Dead Alive in 4K. So I'm pretty excited for that.
I mean, you guys got to do like a whole episode on that.
Eric's wanted to do Dead Alive for a while, at least.
Dead Alive's fantastic.
I love it.
That was another thing that Matt Burleigh was like. He was like a big, like, I guess, just a big Peter Jackson guy. He was like, he gave me a Dead Alive DVD.
Oh,
I was like, "What is this?"
Oh, dude, I love the Frighteners though. That was like one of my favorite movies.
It's
like,
scary too.
It is good, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole like the murder mystery, but like having like the supernatural like protagonist.
Yeah. I mean, the serial killer ghost is like a legitimately scary concept.
It is, yes.
And then played beautifully by Jake Busey.
Yeah, it's probably his best acting role.
Really channeling his dad.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he was in a show. Is this a real show? Shasta McNasty? Does anybody remember?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember Shasta McNasty. Holy, what a name.
I remember watching that. I'm just like,
yes, I remember that show.
It's that show, and there was a cartoon called The Family Dog that like no one else seems to remember.
I don't remember The Family Dog, but
I remember Family Dog.
remember Shasta McNasty vividly.
Great stuff.
Oh yeah, there he is. Jake Busey was Dennis.
Yeah. Shasta McNasty.
Oh, it's okay. Vern Troyer was in it too.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Man, I love.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Russian roulette scene in Meet the Feebles. The Viet Cong Russian roulette scene.
Man, do I have it?
Dan, it's Muppets playing Russian roulette. The Viet Cong scene from is that Taxi Driver?
Yeah.
Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter. Yes. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. But it's Muppets.
Yeah, Dan, you can find Meet the Feebles
pretty easily
on your local Greg's Plex server. So if you want to watch it.
It's a very like, and it has that like very like, it's got a very like dark tone to it. Like not like in the sense of like a dark tone, like I mean it's a very dark movie, but like the whole movie is just like poorly lit.
Well, yeah.
And it's just got like
it's like very, me on the podcast over here.
It's got a very like dungy, like a dingy look to it. It's very like off-putting.
Yeah.
God damn it! Why is Laporta getting tosses right now? Supposed to be. Yeah. God damn it! I need David Montgomery to get one more touchdown and fucking put this down.
Man, Dave
way.
Montgomery cannot. He can just hold off.
It's 131.32 to 131.3. That's nuts.
This is an insane bout right now.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go finish this up here.
Yeah, I have rabbit holes to get down.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, thank you for hopping on with us.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
We went down a way more an hour-long extra rabbit hole of horror and cryptids.
That's what movies do. You can talk about them all day.
Yeah. Not even a horror guy, but we found a way.
There you go.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with Richie for the one person that's still here, probably Dylan. Yeah, all right. We'll see you guys later.
See you.